deep in the motherland, there is one platform that is authentic, they always count on. Spoon Talk, the beacon of hope, the fountain of authentic information for this dispensation and dispensations to come. Join the team of panelists Mondays through Saturdays, 8 p.m. locally, 4 Eastern Time, and other timings across the world. Tune into our radio services, Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5. We can also be reached on social media through Facebook or YouTube on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV Live. Locally tune in to Super TV Channel 10. Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, setting Liberia's agenda for national growth.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon.
You want to get a news update, to spoon.
What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon
Ba-da-ba-de-ba-de-ba. Skiddy-biddy-biddy-da-ba-do.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kua. Bese kua, kudileo. Kua, kudileo.
To the spoon to get
Yes,
your information.
Well,
To the spoon to be
yes,
part of
Batile.
Spoon television.
CEO, stand with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother Tunto Spoon.
We're here again on another 14th of information dissemination, giving you in peace and not in pieces. One former president once said in our court, the introduction of political pluralism often quickly lead to bad results. Spoon Talk is here to give you the information in one package that you can use as tools and not to abuse. We'll take you around the world, bring those information to your doorsteps, informing you in detail, giving those authentic information. Call a friend to tell a friend that indeed Spoon Talk is here, Spoon Talk is there, Spoon Talk is everywhere. Dr. Richardson is on the other end. James Good Diploma is here. I'm your sound coordinator for tonight's presentation. The name is Rufus Divine Cunning. Without much I do, we're being joined by the CEO. I reduce my height and let the team take over. Good evening.
Hey, Rufus, how are you? Good day. How you doing? Santa, how
I'm
are you?
grateful. I'm grateful.
Yeah, I'm okay. Go morning, man.
CEO, why you keep laughing? What's happening?
Why is you laughing?
No, it's all good.
Anytime I say I reduce my height, man, I laugh. I will continue to reduce my height, Baba.
Yeah, I mean, are you 5'2" now? We got keep on reducing. You keep on coming down. Man, there's no need to reduce because life is good. Thank God. Thank God for life. Dr. Richardson, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah. Rufus Divine. So none of you guys chasing this rest issue. That's good.
We just in
Okay.
it. The folks were in the Oro end today and other parts of Monrovia. Just that we won't go live because you know what is unfolding relative to our system. But basically, it's on our news. If you follow the news, you follow the news.
All right, guys. James, you are live. So Rufus, can you send us the clip? Send us the clip. Let's try to upload it and show it to our audience. All right.
I'll do that in subsequent time.
Yes, sir. Let's do that fast to show to our audience. The doctor herself, special. What's up?
Nothing will just busy today.
Huh?
I said nothing will just busy today.
If I see you with your pen and paper, I'm confused. Are you grading people's student papers?
No, that's what I've been doing. Always ready. Always ready.
Yeah, I'd be confused if I see you with your pen and paper. Did you send the link? Did you send the link to Yeke?
Yes, but I don't think this is okay. Only this I can't get for him. He is yet to see it.
But then you quiet, James. You can't say something, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? You got to stop laughing.
I sent it to him. I sent it. I called him to. No, the call is not even going through. I sent it to him.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Want to say tonight, Yeke will be joining us to have a wonderful program. Dr. Richardson, man, have you made some calls concerning the rest issue?
Did some calls to who now? So people have been calling me from Liberia. Like my family members been calling me to send money.
Money for what? I know rest. How you send money?
They said things are hard on them, so they would try to eat other things, I guess. But you know that's a regular thing for us to get calls now.
Okay.
Regular thing.
Yeah.
When I into this is the beginning of the month, so everybody got to get a little package.
Well, we are going to be speaking with Yeke Cordova, and we're going to talk about the rest issue. We have folks out asking people, even Mr. Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson was out also talking about this rest issue. We know that Mr. Comis is doing a program tomorrow. James, they invited you guys, I believe, on the media network. Yeah. And we got a lot of some very disturbing information. We'll bring that subsequently on the next ride. That the rest issue, people are planning a lot of different funny things. So we have to speak to folks and open the phone line. It's important that we do that. You know, this is Spoon Talk. We are on Fabric, Super. We are on Spoon, and yeah, Dr. Richardson. But it's raining over here. It's raining. It's been wet all day. You know.
We can't hear you, Stanza. I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I think
Yes,
that's my.
yes, yeah. I was talking to
Oh,
JR.
oh.
Yeah, yeah. Well, go ahead, Dr. Richardson. Talk to us.
Nothing major. It's been really cold. I ran out to do errands earlier and came right back home. And it's just cold today. It's been busy. Just it's busy on my front in terms of work schedule. I'm sure it's busy in terms of Liberia. The concern is about rice. My family members that call, everybody's concerned about the lack of accessibility or availability of rice. That is a concern. There's a lot of things, a lot of things. I listened to the show yesterday.
Something happening with your microphone, Dr.
Oh, hold,
Richardson.
hold on 1 second. I still got no mind.
Yeah. James, are we on YouTube?
Yeah.
James, are we on YouTube? All right. Go ahead, Dr. Richardson.
Better,
Finish up.
better
Yes,
now.
we are live on YouTube.
Yeah, you are. You are better, man. Go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah, I'm sorry. I have the Facebook and open in the background because that's how I usually get the link on. Uh, yeah, I heard your interview. It was really awesome yesterday. Just trying to get Mr. Lewis Brown response to what the president said in the church. Um, so I'm sure we're going to be talking more about that. Is that me? It's not me. Not me this time around.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me mute James. Say something.
Hello.
Yes, you good now. James, keep your mic muted, please.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still hearing echo. Should I go out and come back in? Hello. Can you? Yes, much better. Better. Yes. So I was saying that I listened to the interview yesterday. I was disappointed in, I also saw the president's message in his church. I was disappointed in his message, honestly. I thought your interview was great. Actually, you asked some really good questions. I thought Mr. Brown was very firm. He had, like evidence of some of the accusations that the president made in the church. So he was able to debunk those arguments. Like, for example, I think as a president, when you appoint or hire someone and come and talk about it in public, it's a little bit too. It's like me, coming and talk about my students in the public and all of that. It's just distasteful. Distasteful, just unprecedented. Um, and especially where it occurred in the church. So I'm just, it was just disappointing to me. So I hope Liberians are listening. I hope that this is lesson learned. Like each of these
What was
incidents.
disappointing to you?
Well, I mean, the first thing is the president confusion about diplomacy. He actually was telling Louis Brown that Liberia did not vote with the United States. And Louis Brown clarified that the incident he was talking about, the vote that he was talking about, happened during Ellen Johnson's Sirleaf era. So I was confused as to what was the president talking about? Was he just so angry that he was just verbalizing anything that came to his mind? Was he so emotional? So that was the first thing that confused me. And the second thing was, saying that Louis Brown was mad at him because he refused to give him a job in Nigeria. And, and then of course when Mr. Snow called in, Senator Snow, it was just another, you know, he didn't support the president. Senator Snow didn't support the president.
But I think that Richardson, this is politics season. Yeah. Actually, you've been surprised. I mean, folks know that you would take side with Louis Brown because Louis Brown is supporting your standard bearer. So it's not a surprise to anyone that you surprise. And that's how it is. So
No,
I believe, but look, can I finish, man,
right.
please? But I believe that both sides had the argument made, and the people would decide. All right, the president said what he wanted to say. Louis Brown, we gave him an opportunity, and he spoke on the issue. He tried to clarify some of the very important issue. Like you support Mr. Cummings. Louis Brown support Mr. Cummings. So your argument here that you surprised, I don't think. I don't think I will.
So,
It will elevate the discussion and make it different, though.
but let me just share with you. You know, I think I'm objective enough. I think
Something seriously happening with your set.
mute yourself, because when you mute yourself, I get clear.
No, but are you using a different laptop, Joe?
No, it's the same setup in my.
You got something on? You got another Facebook?
No, I turned everything on. I have my two systems here.
And both of them are on, right?
Both of them are on. One's on StreamYard and the other's on Facebook.
Can you turn off the Facebook? Can you turn on everything and come back on?
Okay.
If you can, though, if you can.
Can I finish making my point here before, and then I'll come back out, because I think it's important for people to hear what I have to say. I think the accusation that I would side with Louis Brown because I support Mr. Cummings is not fair, and it's also it also flawed to some extent, because not because I support Mr. Cummings that I would agree with everything that he says or he does. I'm actually, I think when you get to a certain place in life, you tend to be very objective and you tend to be open-minded. I'm not just coming out to say, oh, I support Louis Brown. I'm telling you why. I told you the president's argument didn't make sense. It was just very childish. It was very petty. So that's why I wanted to say, no, I can't hear you. So you muted. You
muted me. But if I were advising the president, Dr. Richardson, I would have said to him, please do not elevate Louis Brown. That was some form of elevation given to Louis Brown.
Yeah.
If I would have advised him, I was going to say, no, send some of your surrogate to fight Louis Brown. You are the president. You took upon the bullet pulpits in church, and you quoted the name Louis Brown and directly bringing him into the fight. So I who have said to him, don't do it. But again, that's President George Manawia. I am Stanton. That's what the argument is. It would be better that the president's surrogate, folks that support this president, attack Louis Brown. It would have been better. And I think it was going to be an equal fight. So now Louis Brown said, you know what, President, we are called my name Mr. Cummings. I changed my price. You're giving me 75,000 now, 100,000.
There you
Louis
go.
Louis Brown will be right, because just because President we are called his name, the price changed. Louis Brown went up in price. But Yeke is in the back. Let's hear from Kevin. We'll bring in.
Hey, people, I think I need to start charging people.
Yeke is in the back. Let's bring in Kev. Then from there, we will bring in our guest for tonight, the representative Yeke Yakbaguro Koruba. Kev?
Yeah, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are safe over there. The rain, heavy rain, right? But I heard you guys from the back talking about President should not answer Louis Brown. Louis Brown is the face of ANC, and we have to understand that he is the face of ANC. Mr. Cummings is only running as a political leader, but the ANC the CPP. He's the face. He's the guy they putting out there, CEO, to go to win them votes, go around. He's the face because there's nothing you can see from the coming side that what to answer. So because he was an ambassador, information minister, and all that, when he says something, you have to rebuke it. And so what the president did, the president rebuked him. And I think I will give the president kudos for rebuking, people who, especially passing it around, especially a man who was begging the president for a job. So you call him out. You call him out. They call at night, and in the day they act. I call them political Nicodemus, begging the president, begging other people. We know that. Some of us know that for a fact, that he begged the president. So we need to.
But he said he didn't. He said he didn't, though. That your word to his. He said he didn't.
There's a lot of things.
He said he called names that we can call, and they would testify that he didn't. He called Besson name. Let me bring in Yeke, because Yeke he called Besson name. He called Yeke is not ready yet. He called Besson name. He called Edwin Snow. He called a lot of folks' names. He said, ask them. He said, I met Besson by the elevator. And the president took Besson. He said,
let me tell you.
I just don't want us to go there, because it is true. I have spoken to some of them, and what they said to me, I really just don't want to go there. But I know who's saying the fact and who's not. I'm not going to tell the president that this president lied. I'm not going to say that the president lied. I'm not going to say that Louis Brown lied. But I'm going to say it's just all politics. For now,
I can say all politics to you. I have spoken to some of them. I have received texts from some of them, and I know exactly what they said. And my investigation, I know Louis Brown is lying.
Because you called them, there is not an investigation. You have no proof. You heard from one side of the story.
You just have you
spoken to Besson guy?
Okay, and CEO.
Have you spoken to? No, they're calling names now. You see, I'm not here to defend Louis Brown. My only thing in this.
You actually think I will call names?
I know you won't call names, man. Kev, let me say this: that the people that welcome to the show. I'm waiting for Yeke, man. Yeke just getting all of his seat. Why can't he sit there?
I just wanted to.
Let me say this, Rick. Dr. Richardson, let me end on this. My argument about you, hold on. My argument about Louis Brown, right, is the fact that we cannot have Louis Brown for the president to call his name, right? I think I'm looking for folks, 2005, 2011, 2017. Those guys that were fighting for George Weah, Dr. Richardson. Those guys that put their life on the line for President Weah. I'm looking for them now to fight that good fight for the president. You can't find them. You can't find them. Where is Moba Malou? Where is Jefferson Koji? Where is Akaris Gray? Where is Eugene Fagon? Where is those people that took bullet for the president then? Why are they allowing him now to go on the battlefront? Commander-in-chief on the battlefront? He got nobody around him. Breach insecurity. So Sedation need to ask the hard question. Why are they not speaking on camera? For example, let me bring in Yeke. Let me open this show today. Let me bring in Yeke. Yeah.
No,
Let me. I beg you, Kev.
Before
But let me finish my point. Let me welcome Yeke first. Representative Koluba, welcome to the Spoon Talk again. How you doing?
I'm okay. I accept your apologies, so I've decided to come on the show.
I didn't apologize to you. Turn on the camera and go. I would never apologize to you. You wronged me. Yeah, I accept my apology.
You
guy.
talk to me. You talk to me at the backstage. Then you say something.
Our politics now.
I'm politicking. But listen, let me lay this out, right? Representative Koluba, I want to bring you in this conversation after Kev, Dr. Richardson, Dr. Peabody. I want us to have this conversation. Let me say this. 2005, 2011, 2017, you couldn't come close to George Manawia. People, they were taking the bullet for him. For George Manawia, President of the Republic of Liberia, to go on the podium, on the pulpit, in the church, to destroy Louis Brown.
Destroy?
Then he asks you a question. Where are his lawyers, surrogate, his lawyer servant, those that used to take the bullet for him? Let me name them. Moba Badu, Akaris Mose Gray, Fagon Kim lately in the game, we respect that. Jefferson Tambakoji. Are they all AWOL? Should I name names? Where are they today that they allowed the president to open himself to the enemy? And he elevated Louis Brando. That's elevation. Guess you can come here and say what you want to say, but something is changing.
So can I come in?
Does George Brando, we have anybody else to fight for him, to speak for him, to put a neck on the chopping board for him, to stand in front and say, I will take this sanction from the American government. I don't care. I will die with this president. I will live with this president. I really don't care, but I will defend this president. While they allow the commander-in-chief to go on the war front empty, no protection. Amen. Amen. I beg you guys, let Dr. Richardson come in. Yeke, I will ask you that question. Kev Hassan will come in. Peabody, then we'll go to Yeke.
Stanton, you're making a good argument and you're asking a good question. Where are the people who's supposed to be around the president? We've learned that he doesn't keep friends. We learned that people do not support him. And I'm saying this because we have had a few of his friends on this show who are no longer his friends because of maybe the things that he just displayed in the church. He takes presidential information or presidential personal information and brings them to public. You're not going to keep any kind of friend or anybody who's committed to you if this is your way of behaving. That is just childish. It's disgraceful. It's petty. It's unprecedented. All right. And the things that he was talking about didn't even add up. You are talking about voting for along with the United States, with Israel, when you weren't even president at the time. So your argument was not even adding up. Secondly, you talk about giving somebody a job as the chief manager of the country, the chief executive of the country. You don't disclose this personal information. You know very well in this country some human resource information are personal, Mr. Witherspoon, because you own companies around you. You don't just go stay in the church and talk blaspheming behavior and just talk. You are talking in the church about gossiping. You are talking about being good to another person and withholding your words, because the tongue is powerful. You're talking about that in church, which was good. You started out good. And then, bam, you started calling names of people. That does not add up. You'll never keep any friends.
Okay, Dr. Richard say you make a fair point. I agree with you. We have grew where pastor is on the set. Dr. Peabody, I've been in the church forever. I know the ethic and the decency. Certain things we cannot say on the pulpit, except the pastor is preaching and throwing some gossip and jabs to his follower. We understand that. That's the terrain of some pastor. They throw hints. But my question on this issue, Kev Hassan, where are the loyal soldiers? Where are they? You know, and let me some we're talking about the church issue. Dr. Peabody, you remember the story about Saul and David. It came a time that David crept into the cave where Saul was sleeping. All his generals were sleeping. All his bodyguard fell asleep. David general said to him, let's kill him. Let's kill him. And Dr. Peabody, I know you know the story so well, you were helping out. But David said something to him. No, will not kill him. Touch not the anointed. The day will come that the Lord himself will deal with Saul. We will not kill him. But what I'm going to do, I will cut a piece of his garment. David cut a piece of Saul's garment. And they ran. They left Saul and his general. David went as far as up the hill. And David announced and said, Saul, King Saul, I had an opportunity to kill you today, but I couldn't because you are anointed by the Lord. Where are your generals? And David took the piece of cloth, his garment, and said, look. And Saul dropped on his knee and began to cry and said, my son, forgive me. Where are the generals that should have surrounded the president? They're all gone. They cannot speak on the issue today to defend CDC of this government. The bullets are coming from all angles, political bullets. The argument oppositions are making. Where are the generals? Where were you found Boba Malu? Where will you find Jefferson Koji? Where are you going to find Akaris Mose Gray? He will come once a blue moon. Fagon gone. Nathaniel McGill is out. Samuel Twain is eating chicken in Washington, D.C. He's not going back for maybe 2 more months or so. Where are the generals? Who can speak and defend this government? That's the question. The president, he had no other option. The rest issue is crap beating him down. And all I saw yesterday morning when I woke up and I got there alive, the president was covered up, making up for something 4 weeks ago. Instead of talking about the rest issue, the president was talking about Louis Brown. Who is protecting this president politically? Who can stay on the front line and say, I would take the bullet for the president? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's have a good show, man. I get Yeke in studio. Let's have a good show. Honorable Kev Hassan, Dr. Peabody, Chief Toman and George, and we will give the show to Yeke Yakwa representative, Dave Straight number 10. But Kev, you go. I call your name. I just called the name. Talk to us.
CEO, I will tell the Liberian people, to forgive what you just said, because I know you're very busy, man. Very, very busy, man. After the show, you're very busy. You barely watch another show. You don't watch the show. So I will excuse you for calling that Akaris Gray not talking and Jefferson Koji not talking. It's because you're very, very busy, man. I'll tell our people, this man is busy. He don't watch other shows. But I can send you that another station, Akaris Gray was there.
But I said Mekama station was in a blue moon. What are you talking about?
He frequently.
Akaris Gray is running for a seat. He's running to retain. He want to maintain that seat. That seat. This should number 8. I'm worried about Akaris Gray.
You know why? No, you're saying that they're not around. So I'm just telling you that because you're not watching another program, some of us sneak in and watch some other program and we see how they're out there. Recently in New York, you saw Jefferson Koji under the rain, speaking under the rain. So the tips are out there. I can send it to you so you can watch. So when you say they're not there, it's because you're very busy, man. You don't watch other stations. But man,
I think you do extremely well. But you're
I
not
will-
on that level for me to even make you a first private. Because you are not. When it comes to this, you're not even a first private. But make your point, we gotta go to Yeke.
See, the audience know. The audience know they can see them out there. They see them talking. So,
All right.
so if you say that, they will say, my man, they can't watch our program. So I'm just telling them to excuse you because you're a very busy man. But
Okay.
again, CEO, you know, the church. I don't know what church, maybe my sister Dr. Richardson, but the church that I grew up to, United Pentecostal Church in Bombay Hills. I grew up in that church. That's where you go to vent out, to bring out things, to talk. Church is not a secret place. Church is not a cult. So I don't know what church you belong to, but the church I belong to, I grew up in, that's where we speak to people. And that's why you tell the people about the government. Government is not a secret. Government is not a secret. Maybe
government is not a secret.
Maybe in 2045, will become president in Georgia or somewhere in 2045. Maybe he will have it. But this government, this president will speak to his people, and to go in the church, that's a better place to speak and speak with people.
Kev Hassan, you are quite wrong, my brother.
And that's what
Kev Hassan, with all due respect, because we gotta go, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. I think you're absolutely wrong. The president have never gotten to the microphone to take questions and speak to the people. The president do that only when he arriving at the airport. The issue about rice went over so many months. The president have not spoken, but the president choose to attack Louis Brown than to speak about rice. The president chose to talk about his birthday than to talk about the rice issue. This president, George Manuel, we are that president. He made up his mind. Like the songwriter would say, I got my mind made up. I'm not turning back. You know why? He's not turning back to discuss Liberia issue, but to discuss John Manawia issue. Kevin, it's disappointing. And guess what happened? Everything just crumbling. Today we received information from South Korea that the two guys then they charged them. The government official they charged them. Today we are receiving information that CAF just disqualified Liberia Under 17 football team. Today we are receiving information, I can name it, that there is no rest on the market. Even Mawani Dinks trying her best, but she just cannot cope with the fact that somebody have eaten the money. Today we are receiving information that George Nami trying to bring an emergency ship from Ivory Coast to Liberia will rest on the estate rough, rest down on the market. Today we are receiving information that things just now how it is because people are fighting to remove the names from on sanction list so they don't care about Liberia. Yeah, that's disappointing. That's discouraging. That's neglect. That's been, you're not even willful negligent. That's what we're talking about. But we welcome our guest for tonight, another firing dude, the Honorable Representative Yeke Koluba of District Number 10. And guys, we never insult on our set. And I appreciate Representative Koluba, Prophet Key, when they come on our set. We are very measured because we're speaking to a wide range of audience out there. And we'll be measured. We'll take questions tonight. We'll give ample time for the people to ask Representative Koluba their question. I receive a lot of text messages and phone calls that they want to ask Representative Koluba some question, people in the diaspora and people back home. Honorable Koluba, please give us your intro. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you. Let me say hi to my supporters, the people of District Number 10, the people of Liberia, and the member of the opposition. Everybody that live in the opposition to make Ambassador Wida one-term president. Let me say something. Kev say, Liberia is not for gossip. You cannot go in and start to discuss individual. You can discuss him as president, but you went a pastor. That is disgrace to the pastors and bishop. Because the church is not where pastor gossip. The pastor should be under the matter of the Spirit of God to look in the face of somebody and say, you are not correct. Well, my first time to see somebody that is ordained as a pastor, as a bishop, as an imam, going to a church and just gossip. You can't talk as president. Only in the church you can go and talk. We got serious situation. I will reveal a secret to the Liberian people today. And you know when I will do it and how I'm going to do it? I need to get some assurance from you people, you Waterspoon, you in contact with Ambassador Weah. You need to call him to let him know that you can say you know where rest is in the country. In the country, they get rest in the country. I want him to give you the authority along with your press people. We will get there, and at that point, if what I'm talking about is not there, I will stay right there and resign as representative. If the rest is there, and Ambassador Weah should seek the courage to resign as president, I mean he don't love the Liberian people. It's very serious. So you should start calling them now. let them agree. If we can only take this 1 minute, they call the people now. The press people come. I get in the car with the press people, and I tell you, open the place, the rest here. If the opening, the rest are there, I will resign as representative. People are very wicked sort of people. This president do not have interest in the people. He don't have one interest. It kept them just because it become an embarrassment on the show. So one Waterspoon, not in a show like this. Call the president. Tell him say I ready to show the Liberian people what the rest are. Send your press people. I will get in the car with the press people. If I will die, let me die there. Let your press people be coming up from my house to go straight to where I will carry them. The government park rest there. 4 container arrests. Almost 5 container arrests. The 40 feeder container. They haul it there. Because the people knew there were going to be rest shortage in the country. Before they left the haul the rest and pack it there. I challenge them now that the only thing I want to discuss tonight. Before you get late, call all your press people. Let them come and be going loud. So when they kill me, so they can know they kill me, but I will carry them to where the rest is. I'm prepared to do it now. I'm prepared to do it. So you can know that the people don't have interest in their country. The people knew the rest were not going to get high. They packed the rest there. 40 feeder container, about 6. They stuck it in one place. The government, I'm not saying nobody, the government. And when we go in, I'll be telling the people who all carry there and who all pack it there. I will say y'all open the place, the rest here. If the opening, the rest not there, that I'm talking about, I will resign tonight as representative. Tonight, I will resign as representative. People are jokers. You play with the Liberian people. You want to bring war to this country. You know that Liberian people stable food. You go and hijack the rest. Then you pretend that no rest here, and you tell the people, you're making the people to jump over wire fence. You're making our mothers to jump over fence, to go run out of food. They can't sleep. They get at 4 o'clock in the morning. I want to challenge Kev. Let him call, y'all call the president now. Let them, Waterspoon, please send your press people. Let them start going live from my house to where I am. Let's go to where the rest is so I can tell y'all open the place. If they don't find more than 40 feeder container of rest, follow that place. I will place that by the government. I will resign to now as representative.
Okay, so Honorable Yeke?
Yeah. So do it and not do it. This show is very good. This is something that the people want to see. So your people must start going live from where I am. So we can go there. Let the government there. I will carry them there. I will tell the journalists there.
Yeke, right now it's 9:45. It's 8:45 in Liberia.
It's about the Liberian people. This is very important. It's about the Liberian people.
Yeke, you gotta listen to me.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
We are not prepared for that tonight because I have only 2 with the security at the network in the compound, and I have to make some arrangement. But if you want to do this, you know where you're going. You can talk to me tomorrow morning. We can make all of them available to go along with you. But right now, I can't call anybody from home. I don't know where they are for us to go.
What I said right now, they know where the rest is. If we wait until tomorrow, they will haul it from there. People are very desperate. People are very, very desperate. Do you want me to tell you where the rest is so LeBron can hear it?
Okay, you're gonna have your time to tell us.
No. Can I say where the rest is so that LeBron can have idea on it?
You can say it. That's why you're on the show.
Let me show this as a challenge to them.
Say it. That's why you're on the show.
Okay, very well. And listen to me and listen very well. Before this president left from here, the Finabono, under the instruction of Ambassador Weah, the whole 6 container of 40 feet rest. You know, it's in the how they call it, the rest bag name? The proper bag. The proper bag. Even ledges in the Ministry of State warehouse. You don't go there now. The rest there. If they're not there, I'll resign to now. Representative. The people knew the rest when they were going to get high. You know, the people they stand up. People are very wicked and heartless. You don't know why I speak the way I speak. I don't like people to get authority from the liberal people.
So Honorable Yeke.
Yeah.
Honorable Yeke. Why are you speaking? Give us the location again.
I said they got ledges behind the mansion, right?
I don't know what ledges is.
Okay, they got ledges behind. I'm saying the Minister of State warehouse. The Minister of State warehouse, and you know what they did? When they put the rest there, they brought somebody to recondition the warehouse door because it was not too good. Then they crossed the long iron behind it. Hey man, what else? Hey man, I beg you, let's go there to them, man. I beg you, call Ambassador Weah.
I can't go there. I gotta get.
No, I want to go there with the press people. Let them give the go ahead. I want. No, hey man, I don't like the way things happen in the country. I don't like the way LeBron have been treated. You know, rest when will be hard before you left from here. Why you didn't tell the LeBron people? Why you reserve rest for you and your partisans and your supporters?
Let me hold you and play this clip today. I'm going to play this clip today for our fellow Liberians to see what is unfolding, what is happening in the country. This was today.
Yeah.
People the portrait rice and it break out into tension. No rest now in the country. Tension at the entry. Tension at the entry.
Hey man, that's the way they're putting it.
The police are beating our brain for food.
So, guys, this is one of the many videos, and we will be playing the next video from Samuel Jackson. Mr. Jackson went out today also on this rest issue. I can say to you, seriously, this is concerning. I receive a lot of phone calls and messages. This is really, really concerning. Honorable Yeke Koluba, I believe you have seen this clip. Talk to us, then we will do the round to ask you a question. Honorable Koluba, you can come in. You can come. Honorable Koluba, are you with us? We are not hearing you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you people.
All right, go ahead now. You have seen the clip. You have seen the clip. Talk to us.
Yeah, I've seen the clip. The clip is nothing to talk about right now. because we know how the Lebron people suffering. You people don't know. We on the ground. We seeing it. You understand? These people, there's a guy they call Siafa. He's the chief weller for the Minister of State. His common name to the Minister of State, they call him Gola Fale. He's a chief weller. He reconditioned the iron door for the people in warehouses before the haul the rest there, before the people left this country. People knew, Stanton, I feel very, 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 very bad to know that you, Stanton, will know that your children will suffer for food. You know that no food. To tell your parents, say no food. You left it just to go enjoy, but you stack up food somewhere so you can have reserve for you and your supporter and your associates. Eh? Why we should behave like that to the people? Why should we behave like that to the people? What did Lebron did to Ambassador Weah? So was it wrong to make you president? You did not go to jail for presidency. You do nothing. You were very broke and poor before becoming president. The poor felt sorry for you and say you were just in the Senate playing Zuma. Now get you presidency and see if you can change something. They get you the presidency. Then you go, you stack all the people rest somewhere. Our mothers are jumping over the fence in Lapos. Just to stack you have back or rest for they and the family to eat. What wickedness is this? They want to tell you say insult. Somebody will wake up and say, yeah, I don't have a good upbringing. Somebody will wake up and go stay in America and say, Morovia is like Miami. Is it now an insult? Oh, but because the world of say my own so look the insult. That is more than an insult than what I can say. You can look at the Broncos suffering in the kind of die, in the kind of mud. You say it looked at Miami. Eh? What kind of situation is this? Stanton, tell your boss man Joe I challenge him. Let him I want to go there with the press people.
You gotta be serious tonight now. Be serious.
Oh, am I not serious?
Yeah, that's your be serious. Let's have a good
conversation. Am I not serious?
It is so.
Oh,
my question to you, since you got back in the country, what is? Give us some information from the representative session from that side. What are you hearing from the lawmakers? What are you hearing?
We are not open yet. What we have been saying is the government is recruiting. Like we've been saying, the government has started in Moravia carrying people on the police academy to kill the oppositions. Today, I wrote the Justice Minister, making reference to some people that were charged criminally by the Justice Ministry, and the Justice Ministry sent them. You know, Stanton, I'll pass you the ring and file of the Liberal National Police. You have to be vetted before you become a police officer. You have to have a hard certificate before you become a police officer. That's the criteria. The people have to go to the community and they have to check the police. If you have a criminal record, yeah, you can be placed in the police. But people that were beyond us as security, that were charged criminally for armed robbery, attempted murder, they went on the police academy and graduated in 10 days. And they get certificate to hold firearm. For what? They took someone from the MCC. They said the police. You understand? And took some from the DEA. I carry the evidence today with the picture evidence when they were graduating, reminding the Justice Minister that these people, you are charged them for armed robbery, criminal conspiracy to commit murder, and burglary. You get all these charges on the people, but yet because you want to kill opposition, you put them in the police. Senator, where in the world somebody go take security training for 10 days? Then they give you. When people taking security training is to do brush up. Like you already in the system, they say, look, let's go brush the man up small. Let's go bring him up to date. But you go take security training for 10 days. They give you arm certificate to carry arm. You went on a firing range for 1 hour. They give you certificate to carry arm. Stand up. Anything Ambassador we want to bring, I will buttress him. Let me tell you something today. They may want to bring their country back to the war days. Because you can't be training people in Grenada to kill us. You can't be training people in Lofa. No guys are graduated with a CDC brigade on the military suit. Those guys are trained to join these people because they want to rig election. Stand on. Tell Ambassador we are anybody rig election will run behind you and pull you in the opposition hole and arrest you. Gaddafi were arrested. If you got that intention of breaking the election, you might not try it. Because we'll run behind anywhere, will anything. Don't ask me what. Will anything to bring their country back to the people. If he's win the election by the will of the Liberian people, I got no problem with him. The number one, they charge him in the rest, in the play when you go for rest. Rest is being sold now for $75 US for 1 bag. 1 cup of rest in my district is sold for 200 liberty. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing is being done by it, but you will go to one show, you know, under the influence of something, discussing personality, discussing individual. Then when we discuss it, you go in the church to discuss people. When we discuss it, you say insult. Like I let to go laugh on my show. Because they may have brought embarrassment to the country. He's insulting the Liberian people. Those are the photos. You see the guy with the gray hair? He used to be behind me. He used to be behind me. When you go to the other photo, you will see Keita. He used to be. Those people were charged. Yeah, Keita that in the black. Those people were charged. Then you put them in the security because you want to kill us. Let me tell you something. State on. Opona, you want to kill me. I got mine more than him.
All right, hold on. So hold on 1 minute, Representative Koduba. Let's bring the guys to end. We were talking about the rest. You are not talking about this police recruit. I had this information almost 2 weeks ago about the activities to recruit more men for the Liberia National Police. And I'm going to put up the picture again. I want you to just, please, help us understand. Why are you pointing out to this gentleman with the gray hair? Why are you pointing out?
According to Justice Ministry, they were charged for armed robbery, attempting to kill somebody, and burglary. With criminal record, and they were placed behind iron bars. They were placed behind iron bars. To see the people surface on the police academy and taking training for 10 days, then they gave them. Do you have the certificate that was given to them? I got it in my phone. I can send it to you.
You can send it up, put it up.
Okay, I will send it to you now. The certificate that was given to them. Why do you put out respect for this country? Huh? Then one put you say you say something different. I get time for your feelings. I didn't come on the show to please anybody.
And Honorable Yaka, this other picture, who's the gentleman in the black?
The one in the black is Keita.
And what's happening with him?
That was one of the men that were charged. Those are the people you remember one time I was being charged and sent to court. They say I wanted to kill somebody. You remember that case? I won the case.
Okay.
Those are the people that brutalized the people and were charged and went to jail. Those people went to jail. I have to use my property to stand a bond. Today, they've been satisfied by the police and certificated as security personnel to carry arms. I'm sending the certificate to you now. What's wrong with you people? No, nobody can make me scared in the country. Anybody want to bring gun to do something myself, when I find gun, I will protect myself. So I tell them to stop it.
Okay, let me bring in the other guys. Thank you very much. I will bring in the rest of the team. Dr. Richardson, please keep our question to the 2 minutes or our comment. We got a lot of other story to discuss tonight, but Yeke brought us to this Liberia National Police recruitment. And you see in the pictures, and also just to add, they are complaining, some of them, Yeke, please correct me. Some of them are complaining about going to do physical, and they were told to pay $100 or $90 to do physical to take a medical test to J&J Memorial Health Center and McLean Medical Clinic. Can you talk to us, Representative Koduba?
The normal police officers are getting it difficult to do the test. But these people that were sent on the police academy to get these certificates that I sent you, to say they got certificates to hold firearm, the government pay for their own checkup. The government, they are about 25 in number, the government pay for all of them. So they don't have no problem. So they put their money, people, and the normal police officer that are facing problem to even do the medical to get the money is difficult. But these people that have been sent to kill opposition, the government facilitated all the things. All. I sent the certificates to you. You see them.
All right. Dr. Richardson, coming.
So I'm hearing Yeke's concern is that they are fast tracking police officers, security personnel to keep an eye on oppositions. That's what I'm hearing Yeke say. As I hear, I'm sorry, Yeke?
I said that's what I said.
Yeah. So, my concern, and which is another concern that I heard from him, is that some of these people have like really, concerning backgrounds. Perhaps they have allegations against them, criminal affairs. And we know that, to be clear, to be put in a security apparatus in other countries, in developed countries, you have to have at least some kind of clearance in your background. So my only thing is that I hope that they are watching to make sure that we can't have people who have, questionable backgrounds going into the security system, and you can't fast track people at the expense of neglecting our current security people who are in the police force, but they can't get the test, as Yeke is saying. So let's let me hear more about the story. Let's hear as the story develops. I'm willing to hear more about it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peabody.
Good to see everybody. Representative Yeke, good to see you. Listening to you, listening to a lot of things that you have pointed here today. But my question here, my concern that I have is, what are your evidence? You talk about there's a place around here with rice, and they took it out and carried somewhere, or where they have the rice. You talk about people being recruited in the police. What kind of evidence do you have to that effect, Representative Koloba? Because we know these are very sensitive issue with dealing with the rights. The people are already concerned. Now you're talking about people being recruited. What are your evidence? Because we don't want to fill up things here. We want to know what evidence you have to prove that there is rights somewhere, or whatever you have to prove that the government recruiting people, all of that. What evidence do you have?
I just sent the evidence to you. And asked James Goode, he was filing all my court case. What was Keita charged for? All my security, what were they charged for? You don't put James Goode on the show. He followed my case from start to end. What were they put charged for? What were they charged? At the end of the day, the judge said, look, your bro Yeke here, he said Yeke gave instruction to these people. These people took their own orders and brutalized them and robbed them, man. Everything you're talking about, Yeke, these people did their own thing, and Yeke is set free. You ask James Goode, he followed my case from start to end. What were they put charged for? Number two, when it comes to the rest issue, I am saying the rest is in the Minister of State warehouse. Why you don't want her to go there? I said I want to go there tonight. Well, and carry journalists there.
Why couldn't you go there and send us the evidence and say that this is
the one talking, you're making it all the fun, eh? Why they go there? Why they evidence? Do I let somebody go behind the marshal on my own? Do I look that you like have contact with the government, like can go in that mansion on your own? Do I look that somebody like can go in that to that mansion on my own?
I can't.
I am staying in the Minister of State warehouse. You got contact with the people. You tell them, let them the journalists can go.
Yeah, not true. You go there and send us your evidence so we can know what you're talking about. But
okay, I will go there.
I believe in evidence. I believe in the fact.
I will go there
because we have a very fragile nation. We don't want to come.
Who made it fragile? Who made it fragile? The men that went to America and look at Death Murray and say like Miami, who making the country fragile?
All right,
who?
We're talking about the evidence.
Who's making the country fragile?
Are you going to go there and send out evidence to see?
Oh, you want me to go? You want me to go in the mansion?
You said there's right to the Minister of State. Go there and send out evidence so we can see it. Yeah,
that's why I say you must bring a journalist so we can go. Then say go there. I am saying I want to go there. I'm not denying to go there. I want to be on camera while I'm going to go come.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. You got your intel. They inform you that rest is at the Legis warehouse.
And not Legis. I said Minister of State warehouse. If on Legis.
Okay, but you said something about Legis. So in front of Legis, Minister of State warehouse.
They be in the mansion, right? They got that office inside the mansion, right?
I don't know whether. I don't know. I'm trying for you to correct us. You said
okay,
the warehouse.
Let me say what I want to say.
Yeah.
In the mansion, yeah, the Minister of State warehouse, they got containers of rice being stuck in there.
Okay, thank you. I think
I said my statement.
So,
I don't know what day to break. Y'all go there tonight. I want
Yeah,
for camera to be going loud so the people can be looking at me. They will go there, say you open their warehouse. The rest in their warehouse.
yeah, but
I
you
want to go there
understand.
today. But I want
But you,
camera being focused on me so the people can be looking.
but so okay, you understand that if the warehouse is in the mansion compound, it is a restricted area. They will just not tell you say. So they will just, you won't get access right now. You know that. But let's just move on. I want to come back to the police recruitment videos. Senator Money.
Good afternoon, good evening. Honorable Kat Kolberg, good to see you again.
Thank you.
You know, before I came on the show, and then since I got on the show, I tried my best. I tried to reach out to all those relevant authorities in government to get some answers from them, including calling the commerce minister a few minutes ago and no answer. And I reached out to some people in government. You'll be surprised to know that government people are saying that they just do not know what's going on. They made inquiries and they know what's going on too. They know what's happening with the rest issue. So this thing, I hope the government can break the silence on it. It's important. It's a national security issue, and like I was saying, it's something that the government needs to speak to the people of Liberia. The Minister of Commerce, the Minister, and the President. Somebody need to talk to the Liberian people about this rights issue. It's a serious issue. Representative Kaliba is making a serious claim here tonight. It's time for the government people. I even send the message, the link to some of them to watch the show live. Come and say, look, come and break his silence. Come and prove him wrong. Challenge what he's saying. Okay, come. He's saying he put his position on the line. He said if his thing's not true, he will resign as lawmaker. So I think the government needs to speak, break the silence on it. I mean, I'm not going to tell him say. I mean, he gave the direction where everything's located. The government needs to speak, to break the silence and come up because it's a serious issue. We've been on the thing since last week. Okay, and we have given the government a lot of opportunity to talk, but they are not really responding. So I hope they can come up now.
Thank you very much, Senator Money. I will give some update after Kev, and I will ask Yeke to verify my update. But let Kev go first. Kev Hassan.
It's sometimes I really don't know where to start on some of these things. I wish my sister, Dr. Richardson, can take note and know that we do have trouble. My fear is that if we don't have help for Yeke Kolba, we will regret it. If we don't have some psych help for Yeke Kolba, we will regret it. I think people who are around Yeke Kolba should help him. He needs help. This is serious business. This man is in a stage hallucination. Imagine things, saying things that is not there. It's a mental health issue. Yeah. It's not the first time saying this. I know people will not like that, but when it happens, people will come back and say, Kev said this thing. We need help. We need to help this man. You mean the government will put rest to make their own name go back? It's a good thing for the government for rest to be on the market, so the government will be re-elected. So the government will harm themselves? Are you telling me we should sit on the show and allow this man who not calling for help? How can the government harm themselves? Say, I will go and just put rest to the mansion, behind the mansion, Minister of State warehouse. It's the same thing he said. It's a pattern. He says 16 billion was in the container behind the president's house. Now he moved that container behind the president's house. He took it to the mansion. Now he put rest inside. We need to help. This man is looking at and say, "Oh, the police people, they're putting this." But we're talking about man. We're talking about a man who entered the police from a background of fighting war. This man was a police officer from the background of murdering people. Don't he have the audacity to come and talk? But for me, I'm not upset at him. I'm calling for help. He needs help. And I'm telling you, Stanton Waterspoon, Dr. Richardson, it's your field. This man is part of the ANC, Dr. Richardson. You need to help him. Seriously. How can this government punish themselves? It is an issue. So at least, Dr. Richardson, Liberia needs you right now. Your party needs you. Help. You can't say on the show, but behind the scene, help. The people of District 10, you need to do this man a favor. You vote him out and let him go and seek help. And I'll predict this. We will regret it one day. I finished my own.
Representative Yeka Kodoba.
Not because Kev sleep with Opon, so he think everything that Opon does is correct.
It's incorrect, Yeka.
It's not.
Yeah, it's incorrect.
You start on your show.
Okay, that's wrong. That's a wrong comment to make.
It's incorrect.
I talk. You sat down on your show and Kev say, I hold gun, I kill people. What one more grave?
Okay.
I got evidence. Can Kev take me to court?
No, but it's incorrect.
Okay,
Kev,
we'll pass. Let me say this today.
Thank you.
Let me say this today. I am saying the Minister of State. There's a garage. The Minister of State garage, very big garage with brown doors. The color is like brown. I say I want to go there tonight. I want to go there tonight. And I said, day more break. When day break, I will not go there. I want to raise my left. The only reason why I'm saying camera should be on me so that LeBron can know that you get going. I will ride with your press people, go laugh. So they can know who coming to kill me will go to that place. I say you open a place. One no resident, I will stay even your journalist and resign as representative. Why you don't want to agree with me? Why people don't want to agree that I don't say I got mental problem, but Ambassador we myself who got more mental problem. Somebody that smoke Jamaica opium and myself who got more mental problem. Who? I'm mentally fit. That why everything I say with evidence. I'm saying I won't go there tonight. Why y'all saying no? Kev, call your people. Let them allow the principal and myself. Let them probably I will call a team of journalists. Let them give all the go ahead to enter. Let the journalists go live until we enter. Let me reach to the warehouse and say you're opening a garage. You're opening all the place. If no rest there, I will resign in the presence in the face of those journalists. I know a crazy man, but let the crazy man resign today. Why you don't want to agree with me? Kev? You said that you have become an embarrassment in a country like Ambassador Weah. You don't know that. Ambassador Weah cannot be re-elected because you don't love the Liberian people. For people to stack or rest in the garage, more than 6 continual arrests in the garage. I am saying it there. I am saying it there. Then you say, no, I want to go there tonight. Call your team of journalists to go live. We'll sit down in the car. We go live. I will sit in the back of the people. Let the play be bright. Let the people be looking at me. I go and say, I'll open a place. When the rest are talking about it not there, I will resign tonight as representative. Kev, Kev, call your people. What's wrong with you, Paul? You're taking your information. Even people are living with Ambassador we are like cooking your food, don't like him. Because you are a strong dictator. Any information I want will get it. Or commandant, give me all the pictures. With everything from the Liberal National Police. You think I'm crazy? Then you say, they make crazy. You and myself, who son? Ambassador we are myself, who son?
Honorable Yeka,
I was going to look at Morovia. He said at Miami. Was he not under the influence or something? You don't think so? That will take all his time to go and discuss the celibacy in church. I mean, I'm disappointed in the poll. Go sit on somebody like Ambassador. He say your pastor.
So, can I just
let me say something to you, Honorable Yaket.
Go ahead.
You calling for the journalists. I don't know whether they will give you guys assets, but we got 3 of them coming to you. If you want us to do this tonight, we can do it.
Yeah, I want to do it.
But one thing I can assure you, I don't know whether we will have access to that building.
No, but can Kev call his people so they can prove me wrong so I can resign representative? Kev got asset. Kev got asset.
Hold on. The only thing I can do, Honorable, is to make available the reporters. And we can go live, but I don't know whether I will have access to the building.
No, but Kev got contact with the people, man. Let Kev call encourage doing that. I said, I want to resign to that representative. Why Kev making me resign? Let him call his guy. Let him call the speaker. Let the speaker drive us along with the journalists. You think I will say something and putting my job on stake for lying business? Amen. What else want to break you, man? You got contact with the president.
Listen,
you got contact with the vice president. Let the people come out. I don't put that in the interest of the Liberian people. Let the Liberian people know that crazy I can lie tonight. Let them know that crazy I can lie tonight.
So before Dr. Richardson come in, let's go back to this. I know we'll go back and forth. Let me give you some information, and let me give the Liberian people some information on the rest issue. As of today, it is important to note the country as of today, while it's left, cannot last for the next 3 days. The rest that left at the port, they are all been purchased. Okay, if you see any rest in the port now, they bought it already. They're just waiting to be picked up. A meeting was held today on the Yeke, and we learned that the rest importers didn't attend the meeting. They didn't attend the meeting today. They are not happy. They are mad. And we can confirm that you have only 600 bags of rice. SWAT warehouse have only 600. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 600. 600 bags of rice.
I got 1 hour.
Yeah, 600 bags of rice that are waiting to be picked up because folks bought the rice already. So therefore, there is no rice. Footed indeed from that ship because of the rain. The remaining rice on the ship is 25,000 bags. Footed. Most of that rice actually going to be picked up by buyers. From every warehouse that was visited today and spoken to, you find in Fuani 160 bags. Guys, let's go back and forth. This is crazy. There's nothing on the market. This is crazy because we asked the question, we sent people to ask the question. This is completely crazy. Now, this is the interesting thing. Josh Namin, he is currently negotiating to have an emergency ship from the Abidjan or somewhere within the region to bring in rice. There is no guarantee. You remember the money was given to him. This going Wednesday.
In the budget for rice, they put eating it.
That wish was left. I'm trying to just announce this thing for the folks to understand. That wish was left. It was given to him, but till he can give the estimated time of delivery when the ship will arrive, I believe the government will not speak. Mawani Dix cannot speak. President Weah cannot speak. They will only speak when rice is in the country. Be not deceived today. None of them will sit dry. So Josh Namin is currently negotiating seriously on the rice issue to bring emergency supply of rice in the country. That would not even be enough. That would not be enough. So that's where the country is. If you're waiting for Sister Minister Mawani Dix to speak, she won't speak. Fuanin saying that by October 23rd through the 24th, they will be expecting their consignment of rice, and it will be around 1.6 million bags. So imagine, put all this thing together. The country right now, for the next 2 weeks, the country is in a mess for the next 2 weeks. You can go to the warehouses, you can go to the port. Every day we have folks going up and down making inquiries because this is the best thing for us to do. The importers are mad. The citizens are mad, extremely mad. The government refusing to speak. These are first-hand information. The country have no rest. Today, Dr. Richardson, welcome to the show, Chairman Ben. I was called that the people are planning to protest. I will say this. This is not a joke. I believe every one of you that are listening, as serious as this will be, do not take protests as your last option. Be patient. I believe the government feed us to the fire. They are doing everything to bring in rice. Delayed is not denied. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but rice is on the way. Do not put your children on the street. Do not put your loved one on the street to protest. Give the government the time necessary. It may not be to what you like. Politics is politics.
You tell the information minister now.
Let me finish, Yeke. Let me finish. Politics is politics, but I can assure you, I'm not speaking all. I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking all. Honorable Yeke. I would do the best thing in the interest of the people. As much as they are out there looking for rights, we will not use this rest issue to bring about protests. I don't think it will be the right direction for the country. We have gone through war for so long. We will push this government. The government will answer. The government will provide that which is needed. But protests will not be the answer, and we will not encourage
when
protest.
you can go in church to go gossip. When you will answer.
That's the politics. It's fair to say that.
But then let the politics play itself.
It's fair
let
to
the
say
politics
that.
play itself.
And I just told you that there's no. Yeah, but I just told you that there's no rest in the country, and the government doing everything they can. Hold my wanting deeds to speak. Hold on 1 minute now. Somebody stop going off. Hold my wanting deeds to speak. Hold the government to speak. But we understand we will not call for protests. We will give the government time that they can speak to the nation and bring rest. We will not call for protests. You are muted. Can you unmute? You're good.
Let me give you a breaking news. You getting me?
Yeah.
As we speak right now, they just deplore that nobody should go around our warehouse. Hey, man, you bring journalists so we can go, man. Let me expose these criminals. Can't call your people. And you can contact with them. I want to go there. I want to go there. Will the journalists go in live? They start deploying security people now that nobody will go around the warehouse. Nobody should go around the place, the garage. I want to go there. And they said, Allah, and kept saying crazy. And you can contact with the police. Call them now.
But let's play the politics, Yeke.
We'll play politics with anything. If the new politics will not be politics, we're not going to play politics for 12 years. I will play politics with anything. I'm a politician.
Representative, we brought you on the show that we can have some serious conversation. And I've just told the Liberian people, though there is no rest on the market, but yet and still, yet and still, with our own spoon, we will not encourage protests. The country have gone.
Yeah, but in America, we got our own decision to make.
We encourage everyone. We'll not encourage protests, but let me bring the guys in. Dr. Richardson, Dr. Peabody, Chairman Ben Sevi, Honorable Kev Hassan.
I wanted to just say, first of all, Kev, I appreciate the fact that you trust in my expertise as a psychologist, but I just want to point out that as a licensed professional person, I can't go on Spoon TV diagnosing people or discussing the symptoms. I can't talk about, the factors that might lead to someone cognitive abilities and all of those things. I can talk and I can educate people, but just I know you called my name and wanted me to do so. So I just wanted to point that out. In regards to the rights issue, the government and George Weah, to be specific, has President George Weah, his government dropped the ball on two major levels. One, they didn't prevent this from happening. This is preventable. We had a couple of speakers here on our show that said that this rights issue um, is preventable. And I read the background of Mawani Deeks. I don't know her, listeners. I saw that she was a compliance and accreditation sort of professional in the United States, and at a university. So part of the responsibility of that person is to make sure you have checklists of things that should happen in order for your university to be in good status. And I take that knowledge and say, okay, if you are the Minister of Commerce, you will have checklists of things, data. Somebody said, we had Sadimatu on here. She kept on saying data. You have a checklist of data, timeline, dates, time, shipping companies that will be coming in. You will know the volume of rice in the country for Liberians, considering that this is a political commodity. But it seems like this did not happen. Somebody dropped the ball. And after you drop the ball, you decided that you're not going to speak to Liberian people. You'll be quiet about this. You're not going to show the people that you're making an effort. But if you do speak to them, you're talking to them in some blasphemy term, in some church or whatever, where your focus is not even on the crisis of the day. It is on something completely different. So, I mean, if Liberian people, we're not learning, if we're not hearing what's happening in our country right now, that we can't find food to eat. I have people calling me today, family members complaining, they're starving, they have children. Then this is a time for us to wake up.
Thank you.
Hey, John.
Chairman, go ahead.
What's going on?
Well, it's good to see everybody. I thank you for. I think it's important that we put a lot of these things into context here. I'm still calling on the government to speak. I'm still calling on, again, I thought today I would have seen the Minister of Commerce at the Information Ministry. I thought today I would have seen her, kind of explaining. It's been, a week or so since all of this has happened. But yet and still that has not happened. So I don't know at this point what the government strategy is. I don't want to believe that they're not working on it. I don't want to believe that. I think they are working on it, but working on something and communicating are two different things. Either whether the Minister of Commerce doesn't know what to say or if she doesn't have anything to say to the country, at this stage, I think something needs to be said to kind of calm the nerves of the country down. And I heard Edwin Snow, I was listening to the show that you guys had yesterday, the repeat of it today, and I heard him say, and he's a supporter of the government. I heard him say that the government needs to come and level with the people. I think that's fair. I think that's true. If there is a rice shortage, if there's no rice in the port, as it clearly seems to be, come to the country and let the country know that there is a shortage, but we're working on it. Give a specific date or a specific time or approximate when consignment or quantities will be coming into the country. And then let us start dealing with the hard truth. Let us start dealing with the hard truth in how we intend to move forward as a nation. Because clearly, this is not only going to happen this time, it may happen again, based on all of the indicators that we know, the indicators from the region, that we being the cheapest in the region, we can't stop people from coming into Liberia to buy rice. We can't. So if someone, I think again, I heard Edwin Snow say the ambassador says she leaves from Freetown to come buy rice in Monrovia, right? So I think the time for leadership, the time to speak to the country has arrived. It arrived a week ago. So that's at this point I'm appealing because the thing, I mean, you just spoke about people talking about possible protests. I mean, these things, and we have to be very careful. And I'm glad that you said what you said, because at the end of the day, we don't want Liberia to downgrade in any form or capacity. You see all what's happening all in the region. There's a lot of difficulties going on. The last thing we need right now is unrest and whatever situation in Liberia. So, but it's incumbent upon the government to speak to the country, to let the country know what is happening, what they are doing, and how soon this situation will be brought under control. I mean, I just lastly, I mean, I saw a video from Sam Jackson, and it's heartbreaking. I mean, I see a video all on social media with a lady climbing on the fence. You know, these things are heartbreaking. These are not the images that we should be seeing from Liberia. And sometimes these things just require your government reaching out and communicating to the people for the people to be on the, to be put at ease. So
Thank you very much. Before we bring in Dr. Peabody, you go ahead. We want to play this video, but I think we should, right? Let me.
The line you see there is the truck you see parking rather. They just people fighting to get rest. That line you see over there, group of citizens, Liberian citizens, standing on line just to get rest. So if you are following this video,
talk to us, Dr. Richardson. I mean, Dr. Peabody, talk to us.
You know that's very difficult. I watched that video, and also the one with Sam Jackson today. You know, it's very, very difficult. Rice is our stable food, and let me also applaud you, CEO, for that statement you made about protests and people gonna be calm. I think that's a very strong statement. I think Liberians do need it, especially when a hungry man protests. It's not for joke, and it's good that we could use this media to call for calm. But I think, like everyone else, I think President William needs to do now is to give a broadcast to the nation, tell them this is your president, my fellow citizen. I know that you have been wondering about rice and the difficult situation. Yes, the fact here, look, rice is coming. It will be fine. Bear with us a little bit. I think that people were listening to the president. Today, when Sam Jackson was doing that video, there was a lady who said, I'm one of the community leader for the CDC. I love my president. I even went to your house for his birthday, but we are on the street looking for rice. President, we need to come up and just give them a 2 or 3 minute speech to the nation to address the people and let them know, hey, man, we're doing all we can. Bear with us. The rice will be coming soon. I think the people will listen. This is such a challenging time. And I also want to add to your statement to the Liberian people. We know how difficult it is in our country. We know how things can fall apart, but we actually need to be calm at this time for nobody to get in the street, because when a hungry man protests, it's not for joke. And nobody wants to die over, no rice being in the country and protesting for rice bowl. So that's my point here. But it's such a challenging time for the Liberian people. Very challenging.
Kev Hassan?
I saw the video. Before I go there, I will just buttress what Dr. Peabody said, and I want to say thank you to you, CEO, for what you said, that about protests, and I think your voice go a long way in Liberia, and Liberian listen to you, and what you said. I commend you for that. You put country first. Watching the video today, I spoke to Sam. I empathize with people. I felt, and for the people, wanting, I've been in that position before. We know, especially during the war, so we know exactly how it is, how tough it is. I empathize with the people. I do agree that we need to speak out. Yes, but I can say this. With everything that I know, the government is working day and night. The government do understand what's going on the street. They see it. They have family members. They all Liberians. They do understand. They're working. I will agree, yes, to speak. Especially for the commerce ministry, yes, somebody needs to speak. I think Mawani needs to speak, but the government working hard day and night. And I'm telling you, Liberian people, rice will be in the country very, very soon. Very, very soon, rice will be in the country because I know, because I speak to people, But let's factor this again. We do have a global crisis. We do have problems going on in the world. There's an article, I think I forwarded that to you, CEO, today, that they're even warning for more difficulty next year on rice issue. So that's why I commend the CEO for his leadership that he showed on the protest, to call on the Liberian people now to take to the street, because sometimes, and what Ben always said, the silly season, people want to use this to their own benefit. But the truth is, there's a global crisis. If we need rest for our people, yes. The government is on top of it. The government doing the work, yes, because I know that. But at this moment, we do have a global crisis, and Liberian people, they are calling for more difficulty for rice coming next year. They are calling for it. It's out there. So we have to understand that. And I say this to my opposition brothers. We all should inform the Liberian people of what's happening in the world right now. We should inform them. We should let them know. And don't play politics with it. But again, the tip from Sam Jackson and the tip that you showed earlier, I empathize with the people. And the government empathize with the people. The president empathize with the people. And that's why I condemn Yeke for what he said about rice behind the mansion. That is so misleading. That is bad. And that's why I'm not diagnosing him, but I'm saying what he's saying and his past history tells me something wrong somewhere.
Thank you, Kev.
But
thank you.
The government is working
very
hard.
Let me bring in Santomani George, and then Yeke going to come back. I think he's on the phone. Yep. Judgy?
Yeah, as we all say, I mean, I'm happy that Kev has, we're all coming on the same page to talk that someone from the government must speak. It's important. And all those that we contacted in government now, most of them are tight-lipped, but all they are saying, rice is coming, but we pray and hope the rice can arrive sooner than expected, so that this issue can come down. Because we all have the history of rice in our country. We want to ensure that this issue is resolved as soon as possible, so that the Liberians people can go back to their normal activities and live their life. Because everybody's complaining rice. The next thing, people out there to do any crazy things, in the name of rice. So let us be mindful. Let us just break the silence and show the nation that rice is on the way, or rice will be available for Liberians to buy in the next couple. Just say something to the Liberian people. Whether it's the next 10 days or 2 weeks, people understand. They have hope that something is on its way. But to just be silent is concerning, and people start having speculation. So we'll pray and hope that somebody will break silence before the weekend. We'll pray. I will look forward to it right now.
Let us go back. Thank you, Santomani George. Representative Cordova, you have the time, sir.
The Spoon family. I get very disappointed to know today. Only today, you don't have FINA number. You got nobody number to call today. Look, I just received. You see the phone? They phone here and I register my name, their number. So they're wasting their time. They have decided to go to Celcom or Lone Star to go and find out those numbers are on my name so they can take all those numbers. I am saying, and I stand by my statement. Those new warehouse, you know, before the president left from there, let me give you the information again. You know, they gave each SS officer half bag with $50 US before they left from here. Each SS officer. You understand? And they took that rest to where Ambassador Weir, when he took the LeBron money, where he built all the buildings. Then when they took it to divide to the SS people. I am saying the Minister of State garage, no garage that they just painted the gate a few days before they left. That they just reconditioned the gate. The rest is there. I want to go there tonight. People calling me, oh, don't go. I won't go there tonight. I won't go there tonight. You're calling, but Kev, you get FINA number. Stanton, you get FINA number. Why chairman been gone? Oh, you get a phone number. Why you can't call them? You're calling out there, no rest in the warehouse.
I got
today, you get a phone number. People that today you get a phone number. You probably become an embarrassment. Ben, all of you probably become an embarrassment. I challenge all of you. You're calling now. You get a number. Your friend over there.
The numbers I got, I've called the numbers I got, and some you're not picking.
Okay. So okay, you know what I'm doing, huh? Your calls are closer now. That's Senator. Yeah, but please let me end my statement, please. You are talking, I didn't talk. I listen to everybody. Your friend, that's Sir Joseph. Your friend away, you Waterspoon, your friend away, Akara's Bray, he can give you information. I can give you information. Call him. I won't go there. People calling me, don't go. That player will go there to now. I want proof to the brain people that what I'm saying are true. You're confident, Bono. You're calling, let go open the warehouse. Let go open it so the LeBron can see that they will stack the poor rest for day and their family. So the LeBron can lay. You can't talk about your monarchy. You'll be laying there, your brother eating your baked chicken. Can't talk about don't protest. They both know how to protest. All the people can protest. Any situation will make use of it and make the government very unpopular. You understand what I'm saying? So like don't protest.
Kev, wait. We're not going to go to back and forth, Kev.
Yeah, man.
So Honorable Yaka, let me ask you. Kev Hassan, please. Honorable Yaka, let me ask you a question.
I'm gonna respond to Kev.
I'm asking you a question.
So actually respond to Kev.
Not yet, please.
Oh, but I want to respond to your feedback. Tell you what I'm talking when I talk. We're talking like Bronco business. One Sierra Leone talking about like Bronco business. You from Sierra Leone, what are you doing that Bronco business? So the global thing you're talking about, not affecting Africa. The global situation is not affecting Africa. It's not affecting Guinea right here. It's not affecting Sierra Leone. Like we like brand more affect because we got incompetent people in leadership. Very incompetent.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Mr. Ambassador to Ambassador, we are.
Jesus, yeah, I beg you today, man.
No, so go ahead.
Let me ask you a question again.
I was going to ask a my question, you interrupted me, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Maybe he will listen to you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I just want to ask Yake. Where is this place located, Yake?
I said it's in the mansion.
People trying to go there, they need the exact location.
It's in the mansion yard.
But you know when I enter the mansion yard,
but it's in the mansion yard.
What is there? You right there?
Yes.
And what time with this?
No, Kev, stop. It's not wasting time. We got to listen to the representative. Number one, Representative Yeke. No one entered the mansion yard at this time without permission.
Show them a highlight tomorrow, folks. I want to enter there. You bring the press board. I want to let the people to the people.
You know, nobody can just go drive.
He knows that.
Okay, let's agree that the reason why they can't arrest that.
Okay, but let me ask you a question.
Honorable Sembi, you know, as I speak to you now, they have started a huge deployment that nobody should go run out that garage. You know, they have started a huge deployment right now.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
And I'm trying to play devil advocate here. How many bags of rice?
Okay, close your mouth, man. You want ambassador when I
ask the man, I beg you.
your leg get pink. Close
Kev,
your
let me
mouth,
ask
don't
the man,
talk.
please, I beg
You
you.
telling your friend man kiss you?
Hey, yeah, stop it, man.
Stop that nonsense,
Stop that,
please.
that's not nice. Stop. You know that's not true.
You're telling you to stop calling me killer.
Yes.
And start talking about going crazy. How crazy man can talk?
Kev, please stop calling the man killer. You cannot do that. And I don't think
that's fair. Today you want to say you can't do that. Today you want to advise to do it all the time. Been saying it.
Hey, man, yeah. So let me ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's just say there's rice in the warehouse, to the mansion yard. How many bag of rice?
Where was Yeke born? Where was Yeke born?
6 containers full of rice and stack it there.
6 containers full of rice?
Yes.
Your evidence.
What do you have? 6 containers full of rice can fit in a plate.
What do you have, Yeke? You just.
Oh, so you know the warehouse, right?
I know the mansion yard.
Do you know the Minister of State garage?
I know the mansion yard. I know the Minister of State garage.
You know the mansion more than me?
I know the Ministry of State garage you're talking about. And they play right behind the mansion. And those places that they got those gates. It's like right on the wall. And what you talking about?
You
and the garages you talking about?
You finish?
No, I'm asking you now. And because if that's what you're talking about, I don't think 6 containers of rice can fit there.
You finish? I am saying you're there. Why you can't prove me wrong? Call your people, call Fina. I won't go there.
Why is that
hold on, today you ain't got Fina number. You can't become an harassment. Now today you ain't get a put number. Everything you're posting, you get a put number. Now today you ain't get it.
You can go there, Yeke. You are representative. You can go there.
I want to go there with journalists.
No, go alone.
I'm gonna go alone. You're making fun of Lebrepo. Now what is Lebrepo
getting with journalists today?
How many container? How much container rice?
They carry more than 6 container of rice and stack it in there.
It can't fit there. It cannot. It can't fit there.
Honorable Koluba.
Oh, you see, you know the play. Agent for the government, it can't fit there. You know the play.
I'm not telling you yesterday rice not in the mansion. Yeah, I know it rest there or rest there. I don't know.
I said more than 6 container. Why you can't prove me wrong? Why you can't prove me wrong?
Okay, Yeke, let's get back on some issue, yeah, my man.
Oh, so you're confused, right?
No, Yeke, that's your story. You can stick to your security. Man.
Why you can't prove me wrong tonight?
Yeke, how
I don't want my level being in you. I say you're saying the press bola go there.
Yeke, let's talk
you're
about this.
You're confident go open the warehouse.
Yeke, let's talk about this real quick.
People are trained to kill opposition. Most of them are criminals.
It didn't enter the police.
What you call police?
Is this the police? I'm asking. Is this the police? But why does the certificate? The certificate has a Ivorian flag. I think. What
no, but hold on. I want Yeke to explain because you were out before you got here. Yeke was telling us about this new recruit, the Liberal National Police. So Yeke, let's get back to it. We'll go back to the rest. You should talk to us. We are seeing
25 came from 25. Let me take pen and paper. These people are on their element. 25 came from immigration. You taking note?
Yes, sir.
25 came from DEA. 74 came from the PSU. And 54 came from the patrol. You taking note?
Yeah, okay.
And all of the number. All of them number 3 were dismissed. 1 was dismissed from DEA. 1 was dismissed from the patrol. I mean from the PSU, and 1 was dismissed from DEA. All these people they are formed part of this training. 10 days they got certificate to hold gun. You understand what I'm saying? 10 days they got certificate to hold gun. Ben, you been in a country, man. That 10 days you can go for training and you get certificate to hold gun. 10 days? 10 days?
10 days is, in all fairness, 10 days is too short. You can't train. Are these people, now let me ask you though.
Ben, ask a question, but don't let it lead you though. But go ahead.
What you call
the question I'm asking is, are these people...
Water spoon. The only thing you can tell me how much time you push cartoon, how many times you clean the old people in our play, I will agree with you. But when it comes to security, don't get involved with it. Don't get involved with it.
Well, I'm a security man.
You're not security.
We went to school for this, for security. But Ben,
is that Labrador flag on that thing?
Where?
The certificate.
That's what I'm asking. You got the certificate. I see like a Ivorian.
So do you want me to answer the question? Why you got a French flag on it?
Yeah, where you took this picture from, man?
Do you want me to? I took it from your house. Do you want me to answer the question? Why you got a French flag on it? You be making fun. The real cannot read it.
No, you say
going on. There's a video when I was graduating. They started training on the 19th and graduated on the 30th.
Okay,
on
but
the police academy.
Why do they have the French thing on the certificate?
I should tell you now.
Yeah, please.
They are the French people that carry on, that helping with the training. The French people do not do vetting. You bring your criminal and say, "These are our criminal," and we'll train them.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so you
hear me now?
the French people that the
What's
French
that flag on it? Labrador flag on it?
No, I think Labrador flag on it. I think if you look on the other side,
Was the training done in collaboration with another group?
Yeah.
That another country.
Ben,
like
you are saying what I put out is fake?
No, I didn't say it's fake. I was asking.
No, then you're making fun. You're start making fun because you're not here. You're in our play that you're on outside. We here and our levels as rigs.
Guys, listen. This is not fake. I received the same information. You are talking about. This is not fake. It was told to me that they did a very quick recruitment at the Labrador National Police. And I'm going to show you this also, that they asked the guys to go for medical tests while doing to J&J Memorial Health Center MedLink Medical Clinic. And they wanted those new recruits to pay. That's where the problem came from. They said, "We don't have money. How you guys expect us to pay?" This story is a very, very deep story. Yeke, you are not misleading anyone on this story. I don't know how long was the recruitment, but it is through the Labrador National Police.
So can you fast track now? Can you call the police spokesman or the police director on the radio? The training started from 19 and ended on the 30th.
Yeah, that's the certificate there. Okay.
So yes, it's a certificate, guys.
That's the Liberian flag.
Yeah.
The screening started from the 19th and ended on the 30th. So can you call the police people and let them say la la?
Can you help us with this certificate and answer Ben's question?
So the issue here is your issue. What is your issue? Your issue is the time of the training or the people who they recruited. That's what I want to know. What is your issue?
Ben, if you call me on the show to make fun and on your phone back, your trial will cost all of you and get all of this show.
Yeah, can I ask you a simple question?
Nobody.
I ask you a simple question.
No, don't try with me. Don't try it with me. Don't try with me. I am telling you, people that were charged criminally. You see the photos and then you ask me what
Yeah, we agree with you. Why are you angry? I just agree with what you said. I said you are right. You are not misleading. Why are you angry?
Why are you getting very
I'm angry because you want to make fun.
Oh,
what the fun
you see people that have been charged criminally. Ben, you're not aware that those people, my bodyguard was charged criminally and followed to court and were placed behind, but you're not aware?
Yeah, I was not here, so I didn't even hear that part of your interview.
But regardless if you were here, we gave you the chance, to explain.
I didn't hear that part of the interview. You saying that your bodyguards who they charge when they accuse you of doing something, did they recruit them into the security? Is that what you're saying, right?
They are being recruited into the security, and more than that, they got about 25 criminals that got criminal record being trained on their police academy to kill opposition.
Well,
there's a vetting process that's supposed to go on before you go through the Labrador National Police or before you go on the academy. The vetting process is you must have no criminal record. You must be on a high school or a high school certificate or above.
So
you must have good character in the community.
So I heard you wanted to interview. You said you wrote the Justice Minister, right, and complaining about these issues, right? And also ECOWAS and other international stakeholders in Liberia. Have you? I mean, you already communicated with them, right? You're waiting for the response, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
to have the security setup incredible, we need response. Let them prove me wrong. If people do not have criminal record, people were charged by justice ministry. I didn't charge them. They see justice minister are there now, were there when they were charged criminally and placed behind iron bars.
Understand, that the program was supported by the French. Is it true that the program was supported by the French government?
Hold on, Kev. Dr. Peabody, please ask your question.
Is it true that this program was a program that was supported by the French government? Is that true?
Yes, but the French people do not vet people that want to kill them. They are there to train them.
I know that.
Fine. I agree. So you carry your criminal and say, these are my citizens, train them. And they will train them.
Honorable Yeke, I think you are very loud on this, and it is true. I can confirm because I received the information prior to you coming on the show from another individual 2 weeks ago that these guys went on a quick training. We will be speaking to the Liberia National Police, who will make phone calls to verify the story. But you are quite correct. There is no misleading information when you are talking about these recruits. Yeke, when you are saying that which is right, I will applaud you. I may disagree with you the way in which you say it, but what you are saying about these recruits is right. So I must say that, I want us to go represent the Yeke Koluba. Let's talk about other stories, like the two Maritime diplomat. They were arrested in South Korea, Yeke. Today we received information that they have charged them formally. We got the information here. You as a representative from District Number 10, you care to speak concerning the arrest?
Let me first say we regret the situation. They are Liberian. I think in my mind, people do things and they get caught up at the wrong time, at the wrong place. I am not saying what they are saying are true. They have been charged. They will be going to the court to exonerate themselves. And I'm here as a Liberian praying for them. Not because they are from the government. We have issue with the government, but when it comes to people on the kind of issue, we got to be very careful how we talk because mistakes happen everywhere. You know, some of us got our bad habit too. It could happen to any of us. You know, we contaminate, but I also regret the situation. And I'm in sympathy with them while they're going through their trial.
What do you think the president should do? What step they should take right now, the government? Now they have charged them.
Well, what do you think the president would do? Right now, the president can't even talk about arrest situation, what he would do. I just in sympathy with those people. Those people have to fight their own fight to get all of what they're getting order. Because right now, when you talk to that man, my man, answer no power whatever I did now. Those people go do their own thing, they will answer their own question, that they respond, but so that we will give you. That's how you talk, that's how you respond to the situation. But you should understand that they took him for child support before, don't think it happened to anybody. So you should understand that what happened to him. I think the foreign ministry now should be trying to see how best they can get in it. They can get send people to that country to see how best they can seek the release of those people, and then they come here. When they are tried here, at least go accept the punishment. It's better. Everybody can let left. They can make mistakes. I'm not saying it's true, but I want us to be very careful with the situation because no thing can fall on anybody. Myself, I'm a bad habit.
Do you think you should ask for the removal, record them, dismiss them?
With this kind of situation, with the crime that is being alleged that they committed, I think they should be released of the post and while they're going through their trial. You can be suspended for time indefinite while you're going for your trial. You understand? If you are free, you go back. Sometimes it may be true. Sometimes it may not be true. Because in some country, when you even look at somebody, sexually you have harassed them.
Mm-hmm.
In some country, when you even look at somebody, sexually you have harassed them. For me, I let to go in the Muslim war in other places. The Muslim people, when you look at them too much, there's so many places that travel, you look at somebody woman too much, they take you to court. They are being harassed sexually. So I don't know the situation. I just pray it's not true. But if it is true, they need to be prosecuted. If it is true, let them serve the punishment, and so they can do it again.
Before the other guys come in, let me ask you a question, and the guys can take it out. The Freeport of Monrovia reported on the front page newspaper, and the DEA had a big press conference today. A lot of drugs enter the country. Yeke, can you talk to us, and then Chairman Ben will take it from that end.
Okay, let me also appreciate the American government for doing follow-up. The drugs came into the country in 2 weeks and more, according to my sources from the outside there. They have been in the country more than 2 weeks, and the president is aware of the drugs being here. If it had not been for the intervention of the American government, these drugs were not going to be arrested. These drugs were escorted, from my information, by the president of this country. He sent people to escort it. But because of the intervention of the American government, if it had not been because of the intervention of the American government, the drugs are going to circulate all in the country. The drugs were not arrested because of the information of the government. No, it was a pressure from the American government. That's how the drugs were arrested. The government knew that the drugs were here, especially the president of this country. He knew it very well. With a concern, the drugs came to this country.
Guys, let's give Yeke some question on the two topic. Chairman, you go first.
Oh, I should go. Oh, I thought I did already. I thought.
No, on this two topic, you did.
No.
He's scared to talk because he's feeling forgetting for a bonus number.
Oh, my man, leave me, man. let me say this. This issue of the drugs, right? Do you believe now $100 million worth of drugs is not a small concern? I mean, I was shocked. First, I thought they were making a mistake when they said 100 million. I thought they were making a mistake. But can you talk to the people about how dangerous this is? Because if the 400 million worth of drugs, I can only imagine what they have now found. That's my concern, though. And what do you think the government what the government needs to do to be able to fight this thing in collaboration with our international partners?
From what I'm getting from my sources in the international circle, this is not the first time. Liberia has been used as a transit point. So they've been tracking most of the containers. Look, you remember Ellington, the same thing was done, and those were arrested on the port. You remember, right?
Yes, I remember that.
Liberia is always used as a... Okay, listen to me. You say I'm crazy, but listen to the something I'm talking now. let me talk something now because I'm crazy, man. During Ellington, drugs were arrested the same way. You remember that time? The former said they wanted to play with it. The American government got to get involved. No, Stanton, let me tell you the truth today. They got people on this ground that is in collaboration, that is in contact with the people that are using this country for transit point. People in the government, people in early government, especially Ellen Foster from former Salif. Especially former Salif was involved with it. But the American people came in the same way. And that was arrested to the Freeport. That one were arrested to the Freeport. Huge amount of drugs the same way. So this is not strange. I was trying to raid drugs in the country. And I remember Chattanooga gave me a Jeep or SS Jeep. It was only SSS 17 to raid drugs in this country. Drugs war is very hard because it involves a lot of money. But you know how they mind? When people brought money, I arrested them and informed the president, this is what they give me. Yeah, you're doing work. Eat your money, we need people to be deported. And a lot of people were deported under my time as the commander for drugs in this country. Because the money that in there, when you man the money, you will allow the drugs to sit in the country. That's what government officials are doing. If I had not been for the intervention of the American government, the drugs are going to leave this country and go to another place. Some are going to be here. Because Liberia is being used as a transit point. Not only under the administration, it's been from Ellington. It's been from Chattanooga time. So this is something I've been playing for long. And I know it. The ministers that are involved, those directors that are involved need to be prosecuted. Yeah, they are doing it with the consent of the president of this country. He said, where? That drug's too heavy. For you to just enter Liberia, nobody know about it. It's not possible, Stanton. It's not possible. Doing Ellington, I say Ellington, Foster, former study knew about it. The American government got to get involved.
But it was Fumaden who arrested the drug, right? He was NSA director.
About him more than me, it was former then, it was former then.
But he was NSA director.
Now the same way right now the people arresting, right? They are under instruction to arrest. Not from this president. It was going to leave the one going to be right here. People get a court and pick up and go to another place. Who tell you the people don't know and they arrested him? The government knew at the time. Security apparatus, BP security people know what is going on. They knew at the time, but they couldn't do nothing because the American government was involved. Now, former they arrested, former they arrested. You know how they arrested, Ben? Ben,
my last question on this. I saw a statement from the U.S. Embassy commending the government. So, what do you say about that statement? What do you think? You think because you're making it sound like the government, the government people, part of this thing, and they only acted because the Americans, But from the statement that I read, it looks like the Americans are saying they worked with the government to be able to arrest this. What do you say about that?
You feeling Ben?
Yes.
Let me tell you something, Ben. The American will not come out. The American will not come out to the public and bring the security apparatus that they invested so much in to public disrepute. Let me tell you the truth today. So they are doing that so cover. Oh, Ben, I play in the team for long. I know what happened. I play in it for long. I know what happened. So they will come out and say, we appreciate the people, but they don't want to tell the people, say, we pressure them. They knew that it was here. They never wanted to arrest it. You think that the American government will bring, they will discredit the play they have invested a lot? The American government have invested too much in the rule of law in this country. So they can sit and damage it. You don't know the American people, Ben, you've been with the American people for long? They say, yeah. You know the reason why up to now, there's no sanction on President Weah? Because when they do that, there will be chaos in the country. So they tell you, say, we're coming for you, but don't carry your deputy enforcers that you using to collect the money. And watch him when he turn finish. Watch him when he turn finish. Ben, you're too school for that kind of thing, yeah, man. To look at the people. You know that President Weah, the post-session also, they telling you, say, we'll grab the mayor because it like all the people in studio, they come there, they grab Ben. Now, stand on, they're coming for. But when the ground stands on, they will bring chaos in the country. The country will not be stable anymore because everybody greedy for power right now. Who don't want to be president? You understand? So the American government will have to appreciate them to say, oh yeah, thank you for your collaboration, thank you for the hard work. But they will not come out and say, we told you to do it. But in the background, they're telling them, say, you need to stop it. From my source, they are telling them, say, what you're doing is not right. You can't use Liberia as a transit point. This is not the first time. And the American government been tracking it. They tracked the one until it reached here. They wanted to know where it was going. Because it wanted to be to the port, they blow any alarm. You know the American port too school for that kind of thing. They blow any alarm, it was going to be terrible. So they say, let them put it down to their transit point, their distribution point. Then we start from where we are starting from. Then, when you go follow into the thing, they will call some security people name that are involved with it in the country.
Thank you. Go ahead. Whoever, the next person.
Who come next?
You want to ask question?
Let me come in.
Yeah, Fred,
You got Yaga say you will call.
You number, you water spoon, you hiding from the bonus number. Today, I know also can open the warehouse.
The best thing you can do, go there now, you alone.
Yeah, go there.
Ben, this government will solve the problem. They will solve their own problem that way. Then next time when they in opposition, they'll not jump here, protest, toting casket, all those kind of things. So what kind of throw casket who will throw anything they play to bring things on there.
What's up with that new thing I see wearing that jacket?
Hey, man,
he's going to get a jacket. That a jacket he's going to get, though.
Why are you changing the conversation, man?
Look at.
I got them. General, the Crip General.
Military uniform, eh?
You know that military uniform. When some of them when you look at the different people talk, and then open up my jacket or see me.
I was told you cannot. We had Prince, C. Johnson on this
the
set,
chief of staff.
the chief of staff.
Yeah.
He said he is asking you guys to pass a law that
what you call law?
civilian should stop wearing military uniform.
What you call you know when it become military uniform?
You are representative,
Hey, man, give me a chance, man. What you call representative? I want to protect myself. You know when it become military uniform? Maybe Prince C. Johnson said I know nothing. You know when it become military uniform? When I carry the Liberian seal here, the AFL seal on this side, with my military badge here. You see anything on it? All this here, all the time in the bush, but that's here. I want to get on this guy.
Everybody you make power with Prince C. Johnson.
I make power with everybody. I make force with everybody.
That Prince C. Johnson is
one too much for them. One too much for them. One too much for them. Put a graduate up. One too much for them. Put a graduate up. You know for. Did he talk? Why he didn't talk? All that because where what barrier I wear man. Look at my bullet. Oh, you too smart. This is the original one. Ambassador, we have called all the duty. You know he supported model. So he have called the duty. You see it? There's the original one. That one you should use to fight a drug war in the country.
In your district. Let's talk about some things in your district. What is going on in your
district? What you want to say?
Let's talk what are some of the things that are
going on? Oh, you're scared to turn an account and show all
If you have comments, well, people go ahead.
What are some things that's going on in your district right now?
My job is to talk. My job is not, you see. Let me tell you something today. Me, I know my function. That's the reason why development going on in my district. The people that know their function, I learn so they take $50,000, their personal money to go build bridges. That's not my job. My job is the oversight. You understand what I'm saying? And my oversight is performing well for me. That's why you see development going on in my district. My district developed, they ask me what I'm doing.
But I thought you said the president not doing nothing again in your district.
So are you running for another term?
I am elected already for the other term. The people are running, they're running our city now.
What do you mean?
I'm not running.
You got to run for re-election. What are you talking?
I say I'm already re-elected. They say running for re-election. Passing around, going to do all kind of things.
Actually, can I ask? I actually wanted to.
Okay, go ahead. But you want to talk
about?
After Dr. Richardson, let Kev come in, please. Dr. Richardson, go ahead.
I wanted to go back to the story that is in Korea for the two girls that were violated.
I had a question too, but
by two of our Liberian diplomat there. You describe it as a bad habit, and maybe some men do have bad habits, but that's a bad habit that actually, changed the life of a 14-year-old or 16-year-old girl for a long time. That bad habit, these emotional and psychological scars. I can imagine those girls. They were 14 and 16, if I read correctly, being violated by men. And it's something that happens in our country a lot, So I want us to continue speaking about, being able to, if you have a bad habit, to control yourself. You can't put our country or disgrace our country like that by your bad habits in another country. If we know it's an allegation right now, but do not let your bad habit destroy the life of young girls in our country or out of our country. Or do not let your bad habit get in the way of you destroying the image of our country, because that's how I feel. I feel like, those two people destroy the image of our country, let alone destroy the image of two young Korean, perhaps promising girls, something that may, that our country suffer for. Rape is the highest crime in our country right now. So I want to know your thoughts on that. You probably share that you stand with them. But I actually stand with those until otherwise. I don't know what the outcome of that case is, but I can imagine what those two young women felt. And that's one thing I wanted to say. And I also wanted to say you raised a good point about how people in our country should be trained. You can't just take people with questionable background and put them in security training for what you said, less than 10 days or whatever, and give them gun. It's not adding up to me, but I'll wait to hear more as the story unfolds.
So Dr. Richardson, I condemn the situation. But like I said, I want to be very careful. I am not there. It's being alleged. I am not there. It's being alleged.
Mhm.
So no people need to go to fight their case. You think I have a girl child. You understand? I would not condone no kind of something. But I don't care how people take it like everybody got a bad habit that Richard saying. And that's why I say I condemn it. I'm not in support of them.
Yeah.
But they are Liberian. Maybe they were accused falsely. I don't know. You know when black people get out there among those white people, you know some of those people are very racist. You understand what I'm saying? They can just look at you for no reason. I'm not saying that's a fight. I'm not saying that's a fight. But we pray that they go through it. If they are found guilty, let them serve the term. That's what I said.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
For me, right?
Let Kev Hassan go ahead.
Let me put it the last one. Yeah, for me, the issue about the people in Korea, I'm sorry. I know the reason why I don't just until they have convicted and come up. You can't really push it too hard. It's not a good thing we know, especially but for anything like infidelity, they deal with their wives and so they will handle that. But we'll just leave it for me. I leave it as that. And the report from the lady, she says that the government should provide legal counsel and representation for the officials. They are still serving the Liberian government until they are proven guilty in a court of competent jurisdiction. We just going to for me personally, just leave it like that way and let the law take its course. Because it's something hard and you can't accuse. I mean, their family will deal with them later on, but if they are proven to be involved in such a thing, but for me, I just watch and monitor and let the law take its course.
And Tamale, I agree with you on this, but there's something there's three things that allow me to sort of just lean one way or the other. The first thing is, I had an opportunity to read that Livingstone girl who did say one of the person who's guilty has a history. Okay, that's the first thing. The second part is that I noticed this is prevalent in our country. That men tend to do this. So that's the second thing that I see. And thirdly, as I read in Front Page Africa, these two young women were walking in the store. Why get yourself involved? Why? Just
for me, I don't know because for me personally, I don't come to cheating. I don't engage in cheating in my
but that's Richardson.
I really don't know about that.
I don't have other comments about this, but that I just wanted to say.
This is a very, very tough one. But I will side with Yeke. The fact remains that they are our fellow Liberians. The Korean story and the guy's story. The Liberian people can decide. This is very hard. This story, if it is true, written on front page newspaper, what can we do? Sintumani said we should allow the government and the system in Korea to take their course. When they get home, their family will make the determination of whether they are saying the truth or not. But for the sake of their safety, I hope the government or Eugene Nangbe, under his leadership at Maritime, I hope they are providing all necessary help for those guys. If you have ever traveled before places like South Korea, China, other places, we black men, we gotta be very careful. I'm not going to say they didn't do it. I'm not going to say they did it. But I'm going to say I hope the government can render all necessary help and make sure that they are safe and make sure that they go through the proper system that when it is all said and done, they can be reunited with their family. Kev Hassan, do you have anything to say?
Can I add something before Kev come in? What I would like to say is that in 1998, I was in South Korea for 12 weeks with Mercer University and the Baptist Georgia Baptist Convention. I was there for 12 weeks. Let me say that Korean are very nice people. They are very friendly. They were very receptive. But sometimes their friendship, if you're not conscious, you can take it for something else because they will want to follow you. They will take you out to different places and stuff like that if you're not very conscious of that. And the thing here is, I hope they didn't were not carried away by that friendship. I remember there was a Liberian guy in Korea who reached out to me and had some problem, needed some help. I refer him to a friend in Korea. You know what the guy did? He went and did black money on the man and took some money and ran away. It took the man money, used some of the money, and ran away. And that friendship, this guy was a very rich business guy. And that friendship just went away. The guy thought I sent this Liberian guy to do that to him. I just told him there's a brother of mine there. He's going through a problem. Can you help him? And he was helped. And they did black money on this guy. And the guy was very disappointed. But let me say that Owen Brown is a great guy. And the other guy, I know his wife very well in London. I just pray that things go well for them. There's a difficult situation. I mean, they formed themselves. They did the wrong thing. If they are convicted, I think they should face the full weight of the law. They did the wrong thing. But I pray that everything worked for them. Like Yeke said, that was very passionate of you, Representative Yeke, called by wishing them. I wish them all the best. And I hope the Liberian government will give them the right representation there. But the laws in those countries are very, very difficult. And if you get in trouble, man, you just better say a prayer. Thank you. That's what I want to say.
Kev, and we're bringing Yeke to wrap things up.
Yeah, you guys said it. I just wanted to ask Yeke on a different topic. You guys said it all on that.
Where is it, come on, John?
On that. Yeke, you said during bachelor time there was a drug thing that you took back and Ellington. So are you accusing Chancellor and Ellen knowing about drugs coming to the country also?
You listen to me, I call names, right?
You said it's not to coming to the country without the president knowing. So I'm asking you, are you accusing Charles Taylor and
So can I answer your question now?
Yes, sir.
This particular one that entered this country, Honor Ambassador, we are administration ambassador, we is aware.
Oh, okay.
I told you, the one that came Honor early administration. I told you, former Sedi was aware, and I listened to my brother Ben. He said, "But former Sedi didn't arrested." I said, he was aware. You understand? The trust came. You know your men are paying.
My early steps now, right?
Yeah, but Kev, you know Ambassador we are at BM. You know he involved with every small money.
I know.
Oh, you know. When you come on, Josh, so what you know?
The man live by open book. The president live by open book. He never took part in anything. Unlike you, that we know where you came from.
No, not true. I fought war. But Ambassador, we have brought the war and fought the war. I got evidence that you support them with that.
No, he disarmed you.
Disarm who?
You. The president disarmed you. He disarmed you, my brother.
So, CEO, can we go back to the rest of the question? Can you put please coffee now, Bono, so we can go see the warehouse?
Can
I answer that? What is it? That P Valley question?
Yeah.
I think
it's not the commerce minister. I said that rest were carried there by the president instructed FINA to put the rest in the warehouse, and when they were leaving, they gave one SS officer one hard bag with $50 US.
Where you got that info from again?
Huh?
What, you got the info from somewhere?
I'm saying you got it from intelligence. Let me feel my second question on the man. You can't. My second question to you. My second question to you, Yeke.
Yeah.
You don't think you need vacation to go cool off? Well,
Yeah, I will take all the vacation, but let's check the warehouse first for the rice.
No, I think you need to just go rest, calm down. You know, go Dubai to your family, relax yourself.
Nigga just got back in the country.
The man went to Ghana. Went to Ghana. He said he went to Ghana.
Yeah, my family in Ghana.
Oh, Dubai, that your vacation home. Damn, this 30,000 is working for you.
When I'm going there, people always know that I'm going there. Yeah, I'm a resident of Dubai.
Wow, so you get a house in Dubai, you get chill.
I don't have a house there. If I had a house there, I would say it. You know why the Lebron people let my business? Because I don't lie to them. Everything I say when they check out it can be true. I got my family right in Ghana.
So Dubai, that your vacation place that you go, you just
Dubai is my place for vacation. That's where I took my vaccine. Because ambassador, we went to France to take it. So I took my own in Dubai.
Wow.
He did not trust the vaccine that they brought here for the Liberian people.
30,000 working for you.
The reason why I can go Ghana or other places to take treatment because ambassador, we don't trust the hospital here. So I don't want for you to tell people to kill me. Myself don't trust the hospital here. That's the reason why the Liberian people vote for serious men, not to vote for someone that be dancing Buga. And I will go in the church to go gossip. That's the wrong place to gossip, Kev. You go in the church and gossip where you should be preaching. You talk about how they passing and no one do they want to you who? When you were broke and became president in the country, was very, very broke until your wife left you. You became president. Then who can be?
Representative Yeka.
Two questions. Go ahead.
No, I think Kevin is done.
Can open the phone lines?
Yeah, let's open the phone lines. Let's open the phone lines. Yeah, let's take some calls. Let's take some calls. Rufus, can you come on?
I really need help.
Rufus, can you come on? Let's.
I will come for it.
Yeah.
You can't call him back.
On the phone.
You are surprised at you. The first time he left for me to know that CEO he get finna go
to everything. The man I say everything about me in the press conference. So what the heck? Yeah, you have a press conference on Kev.
Oh yeah,
press conference.
Yeah, I got evidence.
But again, I didn't see man were giving me Jew. They see me.
Yeah. Oh, you remember and you say you don't want to do. You remember the comment? Oh yeah. You say you don't want to do because I like your era there.
Listen, no, we gotta tell this story. We were at Farmington. When he saw the two guests then walking by, and he went after them to bring them to Kev.
Yeah.
And
I
Kev said,
man. Hey, I brought fun guys for you, but Kev say not that woman business.
Oh man, I start.
Oh, that the people there, that the people there.
Oh my God.
All the way I did it, my brain. I was still looking. I said, Brian, you try, I will call my sister.
No, you can go.
I tell you, you probably take a picture.
Hello, I'm making.
He bought it wrong yesterday.
He looking one gas. He gave a gas today.
Yeah, don't do this. Stop. Don't do this.
No,
I thought you were having a press conference in that jacket.
Don't get me involved.
Don't get me involved with this joke. This joke is.
No, I'm not putting you in position I can't handle.
No, don't do this. Yeah, stop. Don't do it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Last day I gave her on that people. I thought that people were ready. That people that swallow guy, you swallow his plate 15 times your second. Hey, I said that people let you there and brought it for Kev. I beg you.
You see, that's why everybody ran away from you when we saw you. Because we knew you were trying to set us up. So that's not right. Let's go to the phone line, please. Rufus.
Everybody, where you come from?
I heard you. You got what you said. I swallowed my spit. I heard you.
Hello.
07777
Go, you are live. Make your point.
Okay, my name is Ojugu Ntagi. I'm calling from Rhode Island. I just want to say something. It's not a question that I have per se. You know, like, firstly, I want to speak on the rape issue. I think the last discussion you guys had, Mariah said that is one of these gentlemen were accused in Liberia for raping somebody. All right. So these things, when it come up first, we should investigate. You know, like our Liberian saying, we say that nobody, you know, what in your blood, you know, you cannot throw it out of yourself. So we should be careful. I would make a judgment on the guys. Now, the second one is to talk to Kev. You know, sometimes you guys joke over there and thing. I want somebody, even though I'm not a supporter of George Weah, but somebody that I admire Kev, because I really want for you guys to be very objective and balanced, because we know we get some of God guiding high loyalty that what Kev has for the president. But one question I want to ask Kev, have you ever asked George Weah whether he's a gay? Because one thing I remember on the show, you asked or comment that question. Have you ever asked Joe?
Thank you.
Why you call the mayor off?
The mayor question went through.
No, your question didn't go through. Because Amasa got evidence from the 80 who know Joe we have to be gay from the Blue Star team.
But you can get on some serious, man.
07777 1075 0555 101075. Let's go to the line and get this person. Good evening. Good evening.
When do I wear out now?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to the full family.
Just go straight to the point. What's your name?
Representative my issue has to do with Honorable Koluba, the issue of this rights. What first of all is Michael Williamson attorney from Prince Day tonight. The issue of this right. How soon are we expecting rights in this country? As you people, the lawmakers, people are getting following up on this government to see that, because the rights, the issue of the rights is getting so tense in this country. We have seen, like what the CEO was saying, about 80,000, I was listening to him last night, 80,000 deaths are right. 80,000 deaths are right. Can I carry this country? Even just sitting after 1 week.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Please, the volume of your radio. Chief, the volume of your radio. Let's go to the line and get this person. Hello.
Hey,
what's your name?
My name is Joe.
Let's hear you.
Thank you for having me. And I want to tell the CEO, I don't know when you can put that talking for the people. I tell you that Trump using the railroad dam like issue when you were as a SOG street. Don't know when you start talking about speaking for Liberia after you come up using the railroad today. You can't put that. Remember that today, you know the president of using the railroad. So you don't hear the people that you're coming from for the Liberian people. You can't. So I know you good.
07777710715. Please, the volume of that radio.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Clarence K. Mamu calling from Ghana.
Let's hear you.
Thanks so much. Let me just tell the school family tonight and those who are listening to us. Sometimes we may feel Yeke can just come up with statement. But from the initial stage, Yeke enter in our house. Anything Yeke has talked about, it had to come to pass. No matter how it is, it had to come to pass. The only thing sometimes he talk with anger and sometimes the way he address people, but to be very frank, whenever Yeke come up with anything, even if our president could really, really be smart, I think he could have been getting more information from Yeke. And you see, because of Liberian people, Yeke had taken all his family out of this country. Even if you were Yeke alone as individual, Yeke can even drop everything and escape from here. Somebody saying that Yeke is not talking for Liberian people. All those things Yeke can always be saying if the president could have been listening to Yeke. But President taking Yeke to be bad person, but most of the truth, even the issue what we in today, we couldn't be in it because Yeke talk over and over when someone corrupt, dismiss them. When someone corrupt, fire them.
Thank
it
you.
Never happened here.
Thank you so much.
See? Thank you so much.
0777 1075 101075. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Your name and you join us from where?
Yeah, this is Patrick calling from Capital Hill.
In a minute, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. I think I listen to you people, and let me thank all of you. Let me also thank Yeke. The issue you guys were talking, and Yeke was referring to Thomas Lee. There were Korean people money, but I'm sure there was drug issue at that time. The senator was just a minister, and she resigned because they wanted her to prosecute certain cases, and she should leave certain cases. The majority minister, she is determined to for which state government should prosecute. And that's the house in the cases. So at time when this thing happens, higher us intervene because it should be straightforward to people who are listening, who are supposed to carry out these duties. Thank you so much.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name?
Marshall, P. Marshall.
Let's hear you in a minute.
Calling the General. General, how are you, Sam? You can cover?
Yeah, the general uncles.
Yeah. So I thought, P. Marshall talking with you, sir.
Go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Okay, the representatives are over there. In our man who got this sent, I think all Liberia people coming be going to him. Because this man, the man know me. The man who talking to him know who talking to him. Now. This man know me from Patawi. The man not afraid of Chancellor with millions of guns in this country. Who will be afraid of? The truth that he used to get to Chancellor that one gave him position in NPFL. Because he feared nothing. So I used to see some general then go with men like Castle Jacob and Nama then other people then. But he take them because the truth is nothing from but it's true.
Oh, okay.
So that,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you there. Hello.
All right.
What's your name?
My name is Abu Musa. I call from Banave.
Let's hear you.
The point is for this rest issue, you know, I've been in some
Your line is too bad.
Hello.
Go ahead. Your line is too bad.
Yeah, I said in the government is not prepared for anything for Liberia. You know, competition should be between the business people and the government. If the senator bring the 50 container goods, he distributed from the business people. The business people bring up goods for $2. They bring the goods, you're saying $2. So these goods are given for $1.25. You know, it will improve the people's life, but they are not prepared for life, for something. Thank you.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Name and join us from where?
Yes, Efrain Kamal calling from Banave.
Yes, hear you.
Yes, I want to thank everyone in studio. Our CEO, Mr. Waters.
Yes, sir.
Everyone in studio. I am Efrain Kamal calling from Banave. We are we calling a Pond Spoon Foundation for the disabled community to help us, our children, to go to school this year. We are many. Other sportsmen who were on Spoon compound who were there as over 35 parents who were on Spoon compound. I message Mariah today as OKFN. I beg her today to pass this message over to Mr. Waters. We as the disabled people in this country will take this Spoon Foundation for our children education. We have nowhere to go, please. We beg you and we ask on we are going to contribute with this, within this process. We beg Spoon Foundation, please, Mr. Waters. The disabled people in this country, mostly the people in people. We are betting upon Spoon Foundation to feed our children education, push forward that tomorrow it will get old, that we will not be continue begging on the street.
Thank you.
Thank you for Spoon.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? And join us somewhere.
Yeah, I'm Timothy Bazu. I'm calling from Manos, the Society Minister Community.
Just hear you.
Let me say, bravo to the strong representative, HCO to people, and I want to say bravo to you guys who also are always following Spoon FM, and I'm impressed. Yeah, as concerning the right, it's kind of very difficult. They are worrying this about it. You get a lot of people. Some of probably can manage it. A lot of people who can use that. I just experienced it today in Ghana today. People I had all the shops that I used to sell where there was no rent, and even this evening myself was sent for rent that people up for it. I didn't have like. Is a serious issue that needs to be discussed. So we rely on what we.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? And join us from where?
Thank you. This is the voice of Aaron Galakana and Kupo. And thanks for the platform. This is a recommendation to the government, and thanks to the honorable man in studio. I think it is better. The issue of this rice, Hassan, you should listen to we Liberians that are here suffering. We are in the States enjoying at the detriment of the Liberian people. And it's clear, opening the importation of rice, do not restrict it. This is our staple food. When you have the importation of rice open, it will be a competition in business. It's just a clear scenario for every business person. People will be serious. The way John Brown want to sell his right when he import, Peter Brown want to sell it quicker and go and get new one. This is staple food you are discussing. If the man cannot find job to do, but the man find food to eat, it's okay. But the man is jobless, no good health care, education lacking, then to find his staple food, it is happening.
Thank you.
Let it open me up. Thank you for the platform.
Good evening. What's your name? And you join us from where? Let's hear you.
Okay, firstly, let me commend the honorable ministry. Honorable Yaga, how you doing, Chief?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, now, firstly, let me say this. Every other thing that honorable Yaga has said is just true in Liberia. Because whenever you give a man job to a boy, this is the way in which they behave to the citizen. The president was brave enough when he came from the UN General Assembly that said, when the general asked him that there is a right person that was in Liberia. The only thing is the president was able to tell the journalist it was so. So do you know that he makes us to understand that any other that comes to journalists or street talk or neither from the citizen and street talk, the president needs to be serious. And president, as I speak, you can copy my number on the media because what I'm telling you is true. And the president wants to now speak, there is a container that is there locked forth with rest. But because he knows that we are around the electoral process, he keeps the rest because he wants to use that as a means of get only listen to simple yes, he cares for the people, but the president don't care. So honorable Yaka, the only advice I get is that you have to control your emotion. Don't be emotional. There are times you speak the truth and you felicitate.
Thank you.
Use hard words.
Thank
because
you.
other people will say that you just want to say things because you want to show yourself.
Thank you, bro. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Good evening.
What's your name and join us from where?
My name is Musa calling from Baba.
Your line is bad. You have to change your location.
That's the last one to refresh.
Let's hear you.
All right.
We'll get back to you later, refresh.
Your line is too bad, bro. We have to
Thank
let
you.
you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, guys, we want to be we are grateful to have a wonderful show. And to all those callers, we want to say thank you. At least we should do this so often. Take the calls from Labir and hear from the people themselves. So we want to say, Honorable Yeke Koluba, some were questions, some were comments, but please, Mariah, thank you for joining us. I know you've been busy these few days, but thank you for joining us as well. Yeke, can you make?
Thank you.
Yeah, can you speak to us? Let's try to wrap this thing up, Representative Koluba.
I'm going to trust you. And if you break the trust, the person number I will give you to do follow up so they can give you more information on the rest business that they will take, because they have decided to hold all the rest from there tomorrow. You saw me talking just now on the phone, right? Every time I talk on the phone, I get the information. Today, to the Minister of State, there was a guy today that was there grumbling for his money business. They put the rest in the warehouse. They didn't pay them. You know, when I'm saying so many things, I really want for Finabono to come and say that. She the one hold the rest in her place. You understand? And let me say on the public radio, I mean on the public live something. I'm going to give you somebody's number. By the time the government get to know this person on the water spoon, every day I will call press conference for you. So you can know that what I'm saying are true. Because they have decided to hold the rest from there tomorrow. If they don't hold it from there tomorrow, they will not allow anybody to gain access to that place. You understand? Because what I'm saying to my left, to anything I'm looking for, I challenge Finabono to come. I still want to go to that place. So we can go there live to open our place. If we don't find more than 6 continuous rest in our place, I will resign to them as representative. But I don't want my levels are raised now. The only thing I want is the journalists. Spoon may be on, then the journalists focus on me. Then Finabono be there. I say you're opening a place. When no rest the way I told me when you're not there, I will resign to them as representative. Because of the manner and form in which the Lebrimpo have been treated. The Lebrimpo entrusted our power. At the end of the day, we just be in our pocket, getting rich for ourselves, protecting our family. They put the rest there for the associates and the family. All the time. Tomoni said he reached out to the poll monitoring. While the commerce minister again come and say that lie. I challenge the commerce minister. I don't even know who she is. I challenge her tonight. For us to go to that place with no rest there, I will resign as representative. Why are they saying no? That is too hard for them. So all the put your guy in the government, you ain't know them today. You don't know their number. It's very discouraging. I feel very bad to know that Lebrimpo gave Ambassador Weah power. And he said to King Kong for them. Instead of, let me just close with this. I'm calling on the government to stop harassing the motorcyclists. We already get a rest crisis in the place. I will tell you our people that we need to do a peaceful protest, sit-in. Peaceful sit-in. I will be a part of it. Anything that the Brumpo want to do, I'll be a part of it. Then our people are harassing the motorcyclists. Straight on. The motorcyclists, he said, should register the back. They want to register the back. When they go there for registration, it becomes difficult. You got more than 2 million motorcyclists only in Montserrat alone. You got 2 centers. The expiry date for the registration have not ended. The police harassing them. When they go do registration, it's $25 for the plate. You have to pay extra $10 to bribe the people. You don't have job for the people to empower them. Why harass the motorcyclists? Straight on. They see don't try to build a mansion today. You can't pay for the mansion. The motorcyclists that were escorting Ambassador Weah have been harassed by his government. It's very frustrating. And you know the motorcyclists trying to protest too? I will support them. Because they're being harassed and I'm against it. Let the red team be done in a place. People went to American Mother Salon and said to be on hunger strike. Morba Bolu there. Today one protest I can't talk about. And you know not already for the people. They know they are not already when I told the Ellie casket here. 12 years they told Ellie casket and Joseph Walker casket. They say Ellie here. Joseph Walker died. We come into open the casket too and put a picture on it. I will face the casket and put a picture on it. The Lebron suffering too much. And we, the lawmakers, have become an embarrassment. Why we're not talking? We are listening to Koga on your platform. Koga say, oh, no rest in the country. They see Koga when Prince Otoba wrote the communication were in a certain theater. Now we must say for the Commerce Minister and the Finance Minister to show what happening to the rest bases and the rest importer. Koga said they must send a committee room. Now he won't open him up to talk. All of them have become an embarrassment. I see when Allah, they must send the committee. The committee been embarrassing the House of Representatives business. Everything committee. The Breport interest was supposed to discuss in open plenary. Bobo Chimo, when I king that were in a house, I went to a house to Matali. I told king for a house from the town, sat in a living room. I carried king to my house. I can't sleep good and stuff. The king are biting me all around. That place was very filthy. Said that today you are speaker. Not all in the house. He said no. Why we can't all in the house? Because we are criminals. Bobo Chimo living in the dead in Matali here. I went to Bobo Chimo to go visit him. I saw that in Bobo Chimo, the king like in my house, I can't move from my house no more. You understand? As long as the people being harassed, I will speak the way I can speak. I will not change it. We have 1 more year to go. And they say I can be re-elected. I will big danger of beating Delhi Raw. You not see Delhi Raw before? Dumper Raw. That was big day in my district that beating Dumper. You think I'm passing around, get interested, going to go wrong. I've been running my campaign a long time. The people will want to go vote. If my vote less than 30,000, I will not take the position. I challenge anybody that say they can come closer to me 4,000. They will be in 2,000, 3,000, I'll be in 30,000. I challenge you. What else will pull somebody you what else will pull somebody in my district to run against me? I will beat you and then drag them to Spoon FM and lay them down the car road there. What a situation is there? We'll get somebody see what is going on, going to church to go gossip. Those churches have become an environment. Why you can there's bishop, there's man, or there's pastor, there's man? Why you can there's pastor, there's man? You know how to do it?
English.
Yeah, he suspended the bishop. He sacked the bishop. We can dispastor him.
Dispastor? Who? The president?
Yeah, the man a pastor. The man going in church to go gossip in church. That serious church there. The people like saying the water spoon went to a church. Water spoon yourself have become embarrassment. You key in that country, you go to open church.
Nobody went to the men church.
I'll see you, man.
Look at.
Oh, man, have a good
Why you say you go from? Why you say you go from?
What's
that?
What?
Mariah, want to ask you, Mariah say.
No, I answer. So we come from poverty mouth. I said, I think a bear ball.
King, bear ball. They call it bear ball. King. Yeah, bear ball. Bear ball. King. You know, King. Bear ball. So all in my house, bear ball follow the heart. I remember when I went to Royal Hotel, the chair I sat down in one went to y'all. The part they come and say, can't tell your team for you. I said, I took it from poverty mouth. That's an embarrassment. I took from poverty mouth.
I yet I work for a long time.
Oh, bear ball, you have bear ball, been there. You have a bear ball in school.
I had an old voice to call it.
Yeah, bear ball. Bear ball. All of y'all, Dara Regency, all of y'all went to open church. You follow what
you never went to the church.
I saw that the people he took on the pulpit. He said Jesus must come. I said, where? He open church? Jesus can never come in our church. Because our church is a gossiping church. What else went there?
But you was singing in the choir. He was singing in the choir.
No, you took on the pulpit that day. He said, Jesus must come. I said, no, Jesus can come here. Jesus said, we'll get prayer line when he came there.
You're singing in the choir, remember?
No, you're embarrassed on me. You can't let bread go to open church. You go gossip. All of you gossip. All of you.
You're going to online cash.
Basically, is a senior gossiper. See somebody next to him. Sorry, the Moped. How they can call him? Moped, the what thing?
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about again?
Nah, that the people I need one call. What they need to call him? Moped, the what thing?
D-credits.
Yeah, D-credits. That D-credits call him.
You're going to enjoy your feed day. Go ahead.
So, what happened? What happened at Fermiton when you asked Kev to talk to those people?
Maybe bring it again.
No, what happened was, you know, the way I saw Kev City.
You want to wait? Come on, you see? I can't run away.
The way I saw Kev City, I saw the girls passing. I saw Kev licking him. I said, no, like Kev wants something. So I called the girls. I said, you come. They wanted to block. So what you blocking for? I want to give you somebody who you're blocking. What you blocking for? But when the girl came and the son said, Kev to start behaving that he wants to see woman in that woman business. They didn't come in surprised. Then when I told the children to go, I saw my brother-in-law, the way my brother-in-law
Good seeing you, man. Good seeing you. Listen, guys, it's good to have you here, but on a serious note, this race issue, we should address.
No, it's serious. I will give you some number. I will give you more information, and I will give you picture evidence that the rest is in there. On the water spoon, not put all the joke aside. The rest is there. The rest were carried there. They haul the rest there before they left this country, and they carry some to the president's house where they give each SS officer one half bag with $50. No, I want to give you some phone number to talk to them, but they are afraid because you are friendly with the government. You're more close to the government. That's the poor problem.
You can have a good night.
No, serious.
Always.
But I will trust you. I will trust you one number from the
don't give me number. I don't want it. You send it, I would delete it.
You must delete it because by the time the government get to know every day I'll call.
I don't want your number, I don't need it. Please. Send it to Ben.
No.
Oh, Ben are the most dangerous one. Ben and Mange can talk every second. Ben and Mange can talk. Ben and Mange can talk every second. Ben and the deputy speaker. Oh, the deputy speaker part of Ben.
Of course, that one.
Friend. So anything I can't understand about the deputy speaker, Ben can protect it. Ben, you are deceitful man. You.
Look at. Oh, you and for nothing that close. For nothing.
No, I want to respect him. I want to respect him because he went half for money. Not a Bobo Chimo that was making 15,000 right now. He get 2,300,000. They may get 300,000 for a car. Then we just get 45,000. The Bronco complain. 300,000 how Bobo Chimo get for a car. Can you imagine that every Bobo Chimo ride? Bobo Chimo making 15,000 US worth for gas every month.
Wow.
Yes.
That's true?
Yes.
Yeah, just stay on the show a little more. Talk to us about that.
The speaker's budget is very high.
The speaker budget is
very high.
2%.
That's the reason why they don't want to order the horse.
The top 5, the budget is higher than all of the public universities and hospitals. Did that.
Papa Chima is corrupt. He the principal deputy to Ambassador we are when it comes to corruption. They make a budget, then he can go in operation again. Eat the money for that. Like I say, all in the hall, they say no. You will know how Papa Chima can steal when we all in the house. And we'll go back again when we get on it. You're challenging all the lawmakers and so we can all in the house. Why you can't challenge them? Say you're joining your get all in the house. Straight up. When we all in the house, that one you will know that they give us money for our district and we eat it. I won't be exposed. Me, I won't be exposed. Why are they saying no? Hey man, you stop it, man. The reason why they show the membership going down is because you visited Ambassador. We are church. You need to go to a serious church for prayer. All of y'all that went to that church, that are Richard Singh, that are P. Valley, Saint Tomoni, Saint Tomoni were inquiring. I saw you singing that they gave up.
Honorable Yaka Koruba, it's nice having you.
Nice show.
No more.
Yaka, you're so funny, man.
Yaka, it's nice having you, man. We wish to have you again on the weekend.
You owe me the last time you were supposed to give me money. You didn't give it to me. Every day you lie. You're not telling a lie on now. You.
At least you say I lie. I can't give you money.
Yeah. No, that you lie to me. Almost 1 month to give me that small money. I become an embarrassment. But you know what? You know that I'll come here have family meeting, right? Your wife coming to bring 2 suitcases. Anytime you see a woman going for family meeting, she carry 2 suitcases. That means she's not coming back for a long time. I will embarrass you once you come here. You will not see her for the longest. All the money you owe me, you will pay. Poor man like you, I go take woman, give it to you. All the crew man. You come from now Planton. Look at the place inside you come from. Now Planton.
I hear the president from the team. You the president. You the president from the team.
I see why they're looking at that two of them. I saw that. Statement. Statement, what happened to you? In the church, ambassador, we are in Western. You know, you don't sit down way in the back. The people that, you know, we will not know nothing, we can be way in the back. When we say the 2 times, 1, 2, the ambassador, we are going to be in the back. Ho, 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 ho. That's the way you say, ho, ho, ho. Nothing in the mail. Ho, 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 ho.
Yeah.
You don't let it.
Have a good night, yeah. Good night.
Thank you. Y'all made 2 door, man.
Amen.
Now that
Good night, yeah. Have a good night.
Good night,
okay, thank you.
Again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Only you can call it back. It was so hard to get him off. But guys, we want to say we are grateful for another show. Again, we can say, I believe, like I said, I received a full report on the rest issue. Now, there's no rest on the market. The few that is left in the port, they already paid for them. They're just waiting to be picked up. The president, the minister of commerce, nobody will speak because there's no rest on the market. Not now. Till the rest can come back, till they can bring rest. Like George Nami is out. He tried to negotiate for the quick emergency supply. Then they will speak. But right now, Chairman, it's useless to say something. Somebody say, give me hope. Tell me when it's coming. But, you know, promises were made. Money was moved around. But no rest on the market.
I'm hearing there may be a statement coming out tomorrow.
Only when they have, and let me be very exact on this, Chairman. Only when they have the this is what came in. Hold on, Chairman. Because on what you just said, they say only when they have this information that the estimated time of delivery.
Yeah,
so only when they have the information when George Dami's ship will be arriving. They hope it can come this week. Hope, and you know, but there is no guarantee that they will be making any statement based on the fact that as of today,
there's no guarantee. Yeah, there's no guarantee.
As of today, they have not confirmed anything.
But I agree with what Edwin Snow said. I think it was Mariah who asked that question yesterday because, like I said, I was listening to the replay, and Edwin Snow was right. You know, I think the government should level with the country. You know, the government needs to level with the country. Come on, just say what the situation is and let the people know to say, hey.
Say what, Chairman? Say what? Say what?
There's a rice shortage. There's a rice shortage. Like, listen, we are working on it.
The question will be, when will we get rice?
That's what I'm saying. And then you left the country because right now it just seems like everything is in limbo, right? People are guessing.
You're right.
But then, what should we believe now? I mean, some people are saying rice there, but they hold it on for certain reason or what?
No.
I don't want to believe that.
Josh, I dare any government official to come and point out the rice in the country. I double dare them. Up to this morning, Georgie, Liberian time, our time, it was 11 a.m. Liberian time. I think it was 3 p.m. or going to 3. Folks were just walking out of meetings. I will tell you this. And I don't want to say anything because then you will be revealing your sources. There is no rice. They are waiting for the confirmation to come back from George. When George Nami, or what's his name is, gave them the green light, then they will speak. If any government official takes a rice in the market, we double dare them. They're expecting ship to come in the country, but they need to confirm that the ship is coming. They are under extreme pressure. Put politics aside. President Weah is extremely mad. I can tell you this. He needs to speak. I'm not saying that. He needs to tackle the issue. Mawani Dix is on fire. But how can you speak if you have nothing to say? You want them to speak, I agree. But then you're going to come back with another empty promises like the president's at the airport. This is a street talk.
No, but see, at least it just say something. Say, look, if you just say, look, I can assure the people that rice is. I mean, give some
Rice
assurance
is coming.
to allow
Rice
the
is coming.
people here. But it just be silent. People will be speculating, and then
I agree with you. I agree. No, it's true.
You know, I struggle when you say the president is mad or angry and Mawini is on fire, and Saturday they were having jolly jolly. I don't know how to balance that out.
It's a good point.
Yeah, because
you
if you're angry with your employee, you're not going to be dancing to party with that employee. I mean, it just doesn't work that way.
And those are the mistakes this government continue to make. You are quite correct.
How do you want to like bring people to know that you're taking the situation seriously?
It was definitely not a good look from
It wasn't.
I've been seeing on Saturday. I said it from the beginning. I thought it was a total, especially.
I don't know, but let me say something. They stopped other ministers
Yeah, that's what I'm
coming
saying.
into that compound. Why did they allow Mawani?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
They stopped other ministers. I can tell you.
Why?
They stopped them. People that are involved with this race thing, you know what? They had no. But Mawani, who is commerce, she shouldn't have been there.
It wasn't even the issue of Mawani being there, which would have been also an issue. There's an issue of the role that she was playing. Mawani had a mic. She was calling people up to bring gifts. Literally the MC in front of the president and his wife.
Yeah, that was not a good look. I can be very.
So she was moreover literally running the program at the birthday. I watched it or parts of it. So it's not somebody that when you know how you know your boss ain't happy with you, even if they're having office party, you probably go stand in the back or whatever. No. Mawani was part and parcel. So I struggle when you say, oh, the president is upset and Mawani is on fire. And come on, 2 days ago they were jolly.
Mariah, so you are quite correct about that birthday thing. I should tell you, this government, if they can listen to some wise counsel, it will be better. Clearly but I will say this to you though, on the issue about they trying to make up for this rest thing, yes. On the issue that money will move around, money will given to George and other folks, other importers to bring in rice. A quick emergency ship. They're trying to bring that ship to Liberia. You are 100% right. But in it all, they should have allowed Mawani D's MC in the program.
But even at that, Stanton, I think the bigger question is, why are we even here? Why are we at a point to have a rice shortage? Why was the government not able to track the stock of rice in the country, to track the situations that's happening, to track, the usage, the consumption, the commerce bulletin? Why did we stop having that? Why? Because at the end of the day, we can say, oh, they're trying to do this to rectify the situation. Today has been a tough day for me. And, on top of everything, by the way, today's my mom's birthday, my late mom. And so it was a tough day. I tried to be busy, but I was on my way to...
Your late mom?
Yeah, my mom passed 6 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know.
And I was on my way to her grave, and I passed looking down to pick up my cousin, and she literally asked me if we had rice, if I had rice at the house, and I said, I really don't. I have I think half bag, but I can give you guys some of it because they can find rice. And she's there with her 4 kids. That just further broke me down, and I started calling people around to ask for rice, and I said, the warehouses are empty. We don't have rice. So even now, I have to start looking for rice to share with some of my family members who need it because they buy rice by cup. And that's why I said the last time on the show, some of us may be privileged to at least have a half bag sitting somewhere or maybe a bag in the house or something. But there are people who buy rice by cup. So if it's not available for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that's a crisis. That's a food crisis. It just further broke my spirit because now I'm looking for rice as well. It's not, how do we get to this point? Why are we here? Why are we here? I saw the videos today of people jumping over the fence to go look for rice. Sam Jackson went around to go do or whatever of the people, and we saw the video how the people were upset and angry. We've seen videos from these importers warehouses. Why are we here? This is a lack of leadership. This is poor governance. This is incompetence at the highest level. Why are we here? Why do we have a rice shortage? It didn't just happen overnight. So, and I wasn't listening to the show, but I understood Yeka mentioned something about rice being at the mansion or them carrying rice there. I can't confirm or deny it, but what I can confirm is that they did block the mansion tonight. So the road in front of the mansion, you can pass it. I was trying to come from up Mama Point, and we had to take the other route from the Ministry of Information side because they blocked the mansion from the Supreme Court side straight down to UL side. That road is blocked.
Do they always block it?
I don't know, but tonight it was blocked. So I don't know why it was, but I passed there less than an hour or 2 hours before, and when I was coming back, we had to take the other route. But it's just you just have to ask why are we here? Why are we here as a country?
I mean, my thing is that Dr. Richardson, let's do our closing. I know tomorrow will be the big day for ANC as their political leader will be addressing the nation, and will be speaking on the program tomorrow. We on Spoon will be having our own opinion. Uh, Dr. Francine?
Yeah, it was an interesting show. We in the midst of the seriousness regarding rice, at least Yeke was able to bring some laughter and some seriousness to the show. I'm just disheartened. I hear us on the radio here just asking, when is the president going to speak? When is this president going to speak to us? Or he should speak to us. It suggests to me that they don't care. They don't care about Liberian people, because if they did, they would be identifying with the people, be at least giving them some answers, so people wouldn't have these different conspiracy theories going on, or they won't have vacuum of information, about when their stable food gonna come. So I wish, it is my hope that somebody would say something to them, even even if you don't want to take responsibility for the failure of rice being a country, you at least got to tell them, this is the situation that we have. Like, Stanton has been reporting how many bags of rice we have. And this is what you are going to be doing about the situation. If the president would even just let somebody go for, not fulfilling their responsibility as a commerce minister, if he's just fired somebody, it would suggest that he's serious about the issues, but that's not happening. In regards to the situation in Korea, we already talked about it. I think this is a serious issue. Even in the report, the lady who wrote the report said this is not a dispute. So as diplomat, you should expect that they will be well aware of the culture, the situation of people, that you just stay to yourself. You went there to go do a job, do your job. Don't carry your bad habits to another country if that's something that you can get away with in our country. It's not okay. Regarding cocaine, is bad for our country. I don't think that, I think we should really, really be careful with drugs. It is addictive. It has long-term implication. We don't have the budget to sustain rights in our country. I can imagine what would happen if we allow the drugs to manifest and be spread out in our country. It's very addictive. So thank you for the show.
Mawani Diggs, as we all know, she was at the Capitol building today. Today, our time, I don't know what time is it in Liberia. Yes, I think she was at the Capitol building today, and she spoke. She spoke to the speaker. She spoke to some members of those representatives that were there, and she left. Ben, I can confirm to you it's true. They are getting ready to speak on this issue. So you are right. They are getting ready to speak on this issue, but they do not know whether it will be tomorrow or the day after. I'm done. We will talk about it tomorrow. I know they say wasting water on turtle back. But I think the Liberian people are understanding that they need the rights in the country, and they will do everything possible to hear from this government. We do not, and I will repeat, anyone that will call for protests, we should be all smart enough, not the way to go. We should remain calm. We should remain calm. Demonstration should not be the answer. We should give ourselves the time. Let the government tell us the way forward with this rest issue. I only said will not support any protest. I think it will lead us to the worst ever. And I will condemn it. And I will say it that we will continue to beat on this government like we all do, asking the government to address the situation, asking the government to speak to our people, demanding answer, but we will not. Because on any protest whatsoever, all the folks may be having different objectives. We will be patient. We should wait and pray to God for 2023, and we exercise our voting right. If this government have failed her people, the people will speak. If the government is doing everything possible for her people, the people will speak likewise. But I would strongly encourage everyone, listen to us. The government saying they will speak, the rest will be in the country. We shouldn't go back in those days. It will not be good for our people. I rest with my closing. Tomorrow we'll be having a wonderful show again. We'll be talking about Mr. Cummings, those he bringing in his circle to help with the campaign, to help with the election, people that will be working closer to Mr. Cummings and CPP. We'll be discussing it and other issue. Guys, everyone have the time to make the closing. I'm done. Thank you.
I just want to. I'm just going to say something quick. It's just, look. I think again, like I said, I want to reiterate. I think the president, the government needs to speak. Not even the president at this stage. Something needs to come from the government, to kind of instill some kind of confidence within the system. I think the country is just hanging in the balance, and that's not a good feeling. You don't want a situation where people, because part of governance is giving direction. Part of governance is giving direction is, and also part of governance doesn't mean that there's not going to be a crisis. Now, some crises are avoidable because I think the regulators, the folks who are in charge of this, I think they kind of, there was some dropping of the ball, but then there's also, yes, we can talk about the global implications, all of those different things. But I think my last thing on this thing will be, I think a real conversation needs to start about how we don't go back, that we don't experience this. And that's a conversation that needs to be held from a Liberian perspective. We need to figure out a way. I know it is very difficult because it's an election year next year. So maybe I think the last thing the government will want to entertain will be possibly rice price going up. But I think some kind of basis needs to be set so that we don't go, we don't have to deal with this again in a couple of months. I will repeat what I said earlier. I agree with what Edwin Snow said yesterday. Own this thing, take it, run with it, inform the country, let the country know what is happening, and then in the end, assure the country that, look, we're on top of this, we're working on it. This is not something that we wanted to see happen, but this is where we are, and this is what we are doing to go ahead and remedy this situation, and talk about how we will not go back to this, to this thing. So that's just my thought, and let's wait to see what happens tomorrow. And we send our wishes and our happy to everybody out there who's trying to find a bag of rice. I mean, I saw that video with that lady jumping over the garage. I mean, over the gate. That could be my mother. So like you said, Stanton, let everybody it's tough, but let everybody just stay calm, and we'll get out of this one also.
Yes. my question, right? Uh, the issue of the rice, is our staple food, and everyone's concerned about it. But I've been informed that
There's some feedback from them.
It's a
I've
very
been
bad
informed that
feedback.
I've been informed that the president and his cabinet, they have been in consultation the last few hours, and the issue is about to be addressed. And there are some senior officials, government personnel of the country attending to finishing up the General Assembly work that was done here, finishing up to be going back to the country to speed up this process. But I know that you guys are aware. I was just informed that they will be coming to the nation to speak on the issue soon, because just that they wanted to make sure they have all the facts together and all the information before they come and speak to the nation about this rights issue. So, about protest, I don't think it's the right way. Liberians should exercise maximum restraint and avoid protest, and let us see what happens in the next couple of hours or weeks, days rather. And rest assured that we know we'll hear from the government. Like we're all saying, the government should break silence, should give the citizenry some assurance. But for the now, for the time being, we're not using our platform to encourage protest or violence right now. We encourage people to exercise maximum restraint. We all know. First of all, let me let you guys know. My mom is in Liberia. My sisters are there. So we all got family that are experiencing the rights issue. So we're not just talking because we're in America and we're now going through this hardship. Our family are going through the hardship. But for now, let us exercise restraint. Let's give the government the next few more days when the president and his cabinet reconvene and all officials are back in the country. And I'm sure they'll be able to give us an update to our rest issue, because with 373 days to election, I know any government seeking re-election will do everything within its power to ensure that Liberia's stable commodity is available. So for now, all we can say, let's give the government next few days and see what they will say about the rest issue. But for now, let us just exercise restraint. Thank you.
Are you coming now?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So first, let me say I completely disagree, which is perfectly okay, with everyone who's discouraging protest in any way, shape, or form. Completely disagree. Protest is a constitutional method provided for by the Constitution for the people to express their grievances, their disappointment, their disenchantment to their president and their government. That is one of the ways the Constitution provides for the people. It is a constitutional right. It is a constitutional method. It is provided for legally. Nobody is asking anyone to do anything illegal. For us to sit on this platform and follow this government's norm and MO to make protest such a negative thing, to cloud protest in negativity and violence, is a disservice to the Liberian people and the pain that they're going through. What do you want them to do? Stay calm. You can call for calm all you want. You know what's not going to listen to your call for calm? The rumbling of their hungry stomachs will not be able to listen to your call for calm. We cannot sit here in the one way Liberians can speak to their president, can bring their cries to his knees and to his feet. We're discouraging it. What are the options? They will go in the bush? Is that the option? If we're sitting on this show and say we do not encourage people to go in the bush, then I will join that call and say, yes, we don't encourage people to go in the bush like others did in the past. But I will not join the call to dumb down on, to discourage, and to put protest a constitutional right and method in a negative cloud. What options are we giving them? A hungry man is an angry man. People are hungry. People are suffering. The country is hard. Rice is not available. This is when Liberians go to their president and say, Mr. President, take action. Help us. Do something. And we say they shouldn't do it? What options are we giving them then? What is illegal about that? How else do we want them to translate, to talk about their pain and their hunger to the government and the president? Protest and violence are not synonymous. They don't mean one and the same thing. That's why they're peaceful protests. That's why people hold placards. That's why people march to the homes and the offices of government institutions. That's why we even have under the Constitution writ of mandamus, where a citizen or group of citizens can sue a government institution to do what they are legally supposed to do. So how can we sit tonight and discourage Liberians from expressing legally, constitutionally their pain to their president? I struggle with understanding that. I really do. And I don't support it. So maybe I can disagree tonight with everybody else, or the first three persons who spoke, Bento, Malay, and Stanton. I don't agree that we should demonize protest, or we should discourage people from expressing their views, their disenchantment, their hunger, their pain to their president. Maybe this is when Liberians are supposed to go to Miami, to the president's home, and say, Mr. President, we are dying. Help us. Do something. Provide food for us to eat. And we say they shouldn't do it? I disagree.
Let me just.
I beg you, Dr. Peabody. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Sorry, I won't interrupt
Let me
you. Go
just
ahead.
come in with my closing. I won't be too long. But we did understand what Anthony Yakula said. And we did not say here that I personally believe that protest is illegal, but I believe that history of Liberian protesting have resulted into violence, people getting hurt. We recently saw a very young man who is still struggling for his life, and we've heard in the past people have died and all of that. I know a hungry man is an angry man, but even with that, I would just, for me personally, I think Liberia need to exercise restraint, give the government some opportunity to address this issue, and I'm calling on the government as well, the minister to come up and say something tomorrow, even the president to come up and just say something that will calm the storm, let them know what is going on. You know, even though protest is their right, but we don't want this going on because knowing our country is fragile. You know, we have our fragile peace, and knowing what have happened in the past, you don't want a lot of people dying again just from protesting for their own food. So I think they need to exercise restraint, and then if the government does not come up and address the issue, then they can probably come and protest. I mean, but I think I'm calling on people to be patient. For me, I think we should be patient and let the government come up, give the government some time to come up and address it. This is a very complex situation, and we know how difficult it has become for people with food. There's no food at this time. People looking for rights. Let the government come and address them tomorrow. Let Mawani come and speak to the country tomorrow and tell them what is going on. And but I would say hold your peace a little bit and hear from your government. And that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kev Hassan?
Yeah. First of all, let me commend my fellow panelists uh, 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 here, St. Tomlin Judge, the CEO, uh, uh, and who stand for Liberia, who understand the magnitude of rights protests in order to throw our country into anarchy. So let me commend you guys, but I can understand the disappointment from the chief of staff of Mr. Cummings. Reason number one: most low-grade politicians like Mr. Cummings and others, the only pathway to winning this election is to destabilize our nation. I keep saying this. I keep saying this thing. That's the plan, to destabilize, because they are political opportunists. That's what they want. They look for those things. They feed in those things. They are political parasites. They stay there. They go there just wait. They're like an opportunistic infection. Those who know what I'm talking about in the medical field, that they wait until something happens. They go there. That's what they are. They want to see. So I understand her disappointment. But I will commend you guys for standing up for peace in that nation. Liberia will suffer long. 14 years war will suffer long. But I can understand if you live in your house in Georgia and don't know what the Liberian people want through. Yes, you want Liberia to be destabilized because you were never there. You are never there. To call the Liberian people to go on the street and destabilize the nation, while the government is working hard to stable this rights issue, while the government will come out very soon to take care of this thing. And some of us know, because based on our proximity, we know the government is working day and night. The problem of Liberia is this president number one issue. The president ran on that issue to see how Liberians would not go to bed hungry. Is this president number one issue? Is this government number one issue? Because how we know that? Because the past, your history will know you. We know you because this president being in that position to help our people before asking them to vote for him, before even thinking for them to put him in office. But you have like people like Mr. Cummings, them who they are very opportunistic, looking for chaos because he doesn't have a pathway. When I said something the other day, everybody got mad. They say, "Oh, but they're looking, just looking." That's why I call him an opportunistic infection, looking for where to go. That's what this man is looking for. And I can say this to Liberian people. Do not listen to the chief of staff or Mr. Cummings, and you'll get on the streets. Because you know what? They did that before. They did that in the 80s. Mr. Cummings and his friends, they did that in the 80s to destabilize Liberia. That's what Mr. Cummings
That's
and he
that
coming
would not
again.
no.
And he's
You will
coming.
not make no claims without
Wait, Mariah,
evidence.
let Kat finish. Let Kat finish, please.
So we can just say anything on the show and everybody be quiet and we finish. Okay, let Kat finish. When he's done, I will say mine.
Yeah, Kat.
So they coming again. So some of us old enough to see the pattern. The pattern. Come to America, talk to people here, and wage war. Mr. Cummings is playing from the same book that they play in the 80s. So he using that same playbook. But again, I get news from Mr. Cummings. The Liberian people are smarter. They will never go on the streets. You listen to them today with Sam Jackson. They actually, want this problem to be solved. But they will not go on the streets. Because you know what? Mr. Cummings and the chief of staff will be on the next plane. The next plane. Ma Mary will suffer. Ma Mary will suffer. Pape Flomo will suffer. No, they will not suffer. So I will commend you guys. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud to be part of Spoon. Today, to call on this, to call on the Liberian people. You guys, today, you call on the Liberian people to say, this is not the way. Because Dr. People, I didn't know how I feel or to live in Ghana. He went there, he was there. CEO know how I felt to eat pankana. Ben, no. But if you from the elites, you don't know, you will call. Because the elites will fly and leave you there. No. So Tommy, I take my hat up to you, brother, to call that you're not for protest. I take
Listen, I know we are having, Kev, sorry to interrupt you, and I know that we are having another show tomorrow, guys. I'm done. If you guys wish to stay to discuss, Rufus is in studio. He can stay there till you guys can call the show off.
No, but let's try to wrap it up.
Yeah. I just don't want us to do the back and forth.
No, but he continues to.
Let me just check
because one thing we didn't say on the show that I didn't say and the guys didn't say, protest is a bad thing.
No, but nobody said that.
Either. But I am directly speaking to all Liberians that listen to us tonight. These things happen with every government, in every government. 2006, Madam Salif, her rice issue. She went about to say we would take off tariff from the rice. Again, the prices of rice was going up. People was complaining. They managed through. If this is the worst the country I've ever seen, I will ask Liberian tonight, please be patient. The government must speak. We are on the side of the Liberian people. The government must speak. But protest is not the answer, should not be the answer. It would just take us back. Everyone, and I spoke to folks that called me today about this protest thing. And I told them, I am not in it with you. We have to give the government a chance. I spoke to folks that said they're going to call for slow, fast, go slow protests. And I say, and a hungry man is an angry man, but that man is not a foolish man. We will not use the opportunity to put us back for another 5, 10, 15 years. As we move towards election, with less than a year to go now, almost a year to go, any form of protest will put our country in a place that we don't want it to be. I will encourage the government, speak to your people, give them some hope. I will encourage the opposition, encourage the people to have hope. That if the government failed them, refuse to bring food in the country, they have all right to vote this government out. But protest, shooting will not be the answer to the right situation in the country. And that's what I stand.
So can I respond to Kev? He made a
Mariah,
lot of
Mariah, Mariah.
Yeah, man.
No, it's not going back and forth. Kev made, we
Mariah,
made
listen.
If we talk, Mariah, he will won't respond.
You
already told.
okay, all right,
I
guys.
didn't say
All
a
right.
word
So
to
this
Kev.
is why
No,
this is what
Mariah,
we're gonna do.
Mariah,
I'll have to respond to Kev.
no, Mariah, in
Anthony,
all fairness,
yeah,
in all fairness, you
everybody
close.
spoke, and I
Kev,
cannot.
close.
Yeah,
You probably
But
don't
that's
agree
not
with
the
what.
first. No,
But
Ben.
Mariah,
We
but
made
Mariah,
it a
let me
duty on the
fair.
show that if someone
Mariah,
is closing and they call your name and make
Mariah,
comments about you, you're giving at
Mariah,
least 1 minute to respond.
Mariah,
I don't
let's be
expect that to change tonight.
Mariah, let me fair. You close.
About what?
But wait now, listen, and they were talking. You close, Kev close.
Uh-huh.
Everything you said, I
Y'all
didn't
call
agree.
Kev's name if I closing?
It's not about it, man. Mariah,
It is.
Mariah,
It
this
is,
issue, this thing we don't have
That's
to.
right.
We don't need to do a back and forth.
We're not doing back and
Everybody,
forth, but I have the right to respond to what
everybody
Kev
have their
said.
opinions.
all right, Mariah. How many seconds you need to respond?
Opinions.
I mean 90 seconds.
Everybody respect.
Mariah,
Everybody
you need 90 seconds to respond.
You know.
All right.
And I would do this in this public opening today. But when we all speak, we will leave peacefully. If we have to reply, if we have to listen, everybody not speaking. What I'm saying, yeah, listen, guys, listen. Listen, please. After today, when we all gave our closing, we are done. But right, you have the 90 seconds, and I hope this will be the last. I will take the bullet on this one, and you go ahead, Mariah.
If you speak, I have to speak too.
So let me say this to you, Kev. Just quickly in 90 seconds. You will
No,
not
Mariah, speak, then Kev will speak.
No, because Kev, my 90 seconds not stop.
Guys, I understand. I want you, Ben, let Mariah speak.
Y'all can't. For me, it's just.
Yeah, I understand.
You know he would say he won't respond.
Yeah, I would take Kev bullet. I would take Kev bullet. Let Mariah speak.
Well, long as, because I mean, it's not me.
Mariah, Mariah, go ahead.
Well, I want to eat.
Thank
I'm
you.
hungry.
So let me just say this. Kev,
on fire tonight.
to everybody on the show. You will not respond to me in any official capacity as chief of staff, as long as you don't respond to other people in the official parties capacities here. You don't respond to Ben as head of the LP Advisory Council. You don't do that with yourself or anybody else. And I don't think it is fair for you to respond or to call my name as chief of staff when we're having this conversation. I am here as a Liberian and I'm here on Spoon Talk as a panelist, not as chief of staff to Mr. Comey. So let's make that very clear, because the next time you refer to me in my official capacity as chief of staff, I will call you names that you will not like, and this show will degenerate, which you don't want to happen. The second thing I want to say is you equate protest to chaos because your government's response to peaceful protest has always been with violence, with hot water, with pepper spray, with every other ammunition they have in the arsenal against peaceful Liberians. And that's why you sit on the show and equate protest to chaos and violence, when in fact it is your government's response. If this government is serious about the lives and welfare of the Liberian people, they will accept that the people have the constitutional right to present their grievances to the president in the most peaceful manner, especially in this crisis where they don't have food to eat. The second thing I want to address, when you talk about Comey supporting protests in the past, you got to choose your argument and you got to choose your struggle with your whole chest. First, Comey was no nowhere around. Now Cummings is supporting protests only because there's evidence of we are supporting Model, so you want to equate Cummings to supporting protests. Choose your argument, Kev, because at the end of the day, what Liberians do know and understand is they're not Cummings the cause of the rice shortage. You can try to blame him all you want. They're not Cummings the reason why you stopped having the bulletin to show the stock of rice in the country. They're not Cummings the one why, since you gave the $11 million, the legislature passed it, you cannot decide on how much was actually given to Ministry of Commerce to give to these importers. They're not Cummings. The bulk stops at the feet of President Weah. President Weah has failed to carry out his duties as president. He's disappointed the Liberian people. He's caused this rice crisis with his incompetence and lack of supervision over his government officials. He is responsible for this issue and he must fix it. And it is the right of the Liberian people to call on him to fix it. So the sooner you realize it, that this government was a proponent of protests, held the most protests in the last 12 years than any other opposition party. But today, you want to make protests as a negative thing. You want to make protests as an issue of violence. You want to equate protests to chaos and anarchy. Where? It will not sit here. I will not sit here, Kev. When you want to have your closing, close. Do not call my name. Do not call Mr. Cummings' name. Do not try to cast aspersions on people that you have absolutely no evidence of, because then we'll get to the issue of what's to be discussed. And this is the rice issue. Don't try to spin it. Don't try to avoid it. Talk about the rice issue. There's no rice in the country. People are hungry. People are looking for rice. Government officials are looking for rice for their family members. Everybody is looking for rice in this country. But you sit down in America where you're pool in your backyard that you're going to jump in after this show, and you want to sit there and act like you care about what the Liberian people are going through? Do you even have a modicum of
Thank you, Mariah.
what Liberians are going through right now?
Thank you,
want to
Mariah.
sit
Mariah, Mariah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mariah, thank you very much. And guys, let me say something. If you guys have, please, for the sake of God, we will not repeat this. We will give our closing. We are free to speak about every political leaders and person we are. We will not censure anyone from calling Mr. Cummings' name or George Weah's name. We have a good show every night, and we want to say thanks to all of you that join us. Kev Hassan, thank you for listening to me, Kev. Thank you.
No, see you. I think it's
Kev Hassan, let it be unfair.
I have to respond to
Kev Hassan. Kev Configo, let it be unfair tonight. Kev, look at me. Look at me, brother. Let it be unfair tonight. For the sake of our time, and thank you for respecting me, Kev. Let's go home. I appreciate you. Thank you. Guys, have a wonderful show. Good night.
I hear Dr. Keturah York passed today.
Yes.
Peace to her family, man.
Former college president.
Yeah.
Yes, and also I think the head pastor for the
Empowerment Temple.
Empowerment, African Methodist.
You have my sympathy.
Yeah.
She taught me biology.
Which college? Dr. Keturah, which
AMBU, I think.
AMBU. She was the first president there, Dr. York.
Yeah. Well, so rest in peace. Yeah. But I want to say thanks to everybody. It was a fiery show. Tomorrow we have Asa Jackson. Tomorrow Mo Adi coming on, and I know it will be even worse. But thank you guys for giving Spoon a chance. Have a good night.
Good night. Let me go swallow my lip fufu. All right,
guys. So wonderful being here. Former president of Gabon rightly said in our court, the introduction of political pluralism often quickly lead to bad results. In Union strong success show, we've got above our rights to prove we overall prevail. We've had sin hands our country cause defending, we meet the fall with valor and pretending. Join the team, God willing, next.
You want to know what is happening more?
As on tomorrow, same time 8 up to present.